Chapter 472. Su Yan was also surprised for a moment before quickly putting away her shock and restoring her calm. She was different from Fen Qi, Feng Shuyan and Gu Shenyang. Her cultivation base was profound and her senses toward souls were much sharper. Despite being in such close contact with Ning Fan, she was actually able to tell that he was the one whose soul was connected to hers. However, she did not know why this soul connection would appear, so she did not think about the identity of the devil concubine. Even though she was full of doubts, she had no choice but to ask Ning Fan after the auction ends. Now, she still had another task, which was to preside over the Mist Horn auction. It is my great honor to have all of you attend our auction today. Before the auction begins, there are some rules that I have to explain. Firstly, the auction this time will last for 10 days. Within these 10 days, all of you are free to leave at any time. However, within the territory of my Mist Horn clan, none of you are allowed to fight or kill each other to steal the treasures. Anyone who causes trouble will be seen as challenging the dignity of my clan and will be personally suppressed by me. Hiss. Countless old monsters sucked in a breath of cold air. Even the 4 Void Refinement Realm old monsters beside Ning Fan were somewhat moved. The organizers of many auctions would put up a rule that forbade private fights. This was to prevent people from being killed after they bought a valuable treasure. It was not unreasonable for the Mist Horn clan to propose such a rule. It was reasonable for the cultivators who came to participate in the auction to give the Mist Horn clan some face. However, it was their first time seeing the Mist Horn clan sending out Void Inquiry stage old monsters to suppress the troublemakers. With clan head Su Yan personally taking action to maintain the peace and order of the Mist Horn clan, there probably wouldn't be anyone who would dare to kill someone and rob the Mist Horn clan's treasures. Probably, as if they had a telepathic connection, all the cultivators shifted their gaze towards Ning Fan on the 4th floor. Even though there was a formation light on the 4th floor that could block off detection, many people knew that Ning Fan was on the 4th floor. Currently, everyone in the Endless Sea knew that Ning Fan loved to kill people and seize their treasures the most. Ning Fan was strong enough to kill Shikuan and Imo Xiu. If he really wants to kill them and seize their treasures, even Su Yan might not be able to stop him. Would he cause trouble? All the cultivators were curious. Ning Fan rubbed his forehead, feeling rather speechless. Is my reputation really so bad? Why are they all looking at me when I mention killing people and snatching their treasures? He raised his head and saw Su Yan's apricot eyes staring at him indifferently, as if she was waiting for his answer. Revered Ming, please guarantee that no one will kill or steal the treasures in this auction. Otherwise, I will not allow the auction to continue. Rest assured, clan leader Su. If no one dares to provoke me in this auction, I will not take the initiative to kill. Ning Fan shook his head speechlessly and gave Su Yan a guarantee. Thank you very much. Su Yan gave Ning Fan a faint smile. Her smile had a kind of demonic temperament. She had never shown a smile to any man. This smile of hers was a form of repayment to Ning Fan for agreeing to her request. After Bright Sparrow finished eating the 10,000-year-old black mango, she took out a 10,000-year-old purple duckweed fruit and munched on it with relish. She raised her head and looked in the direction of the 4th floor. Grandpa Chu, who is Revered Ming? Why is his reputation so bad? If he doesn't promise not to kill anyone, the Mist Horn clan won't start the auction. Shoo, miss, keep quiet. Revered Ming's status is venerated. He isn't someone we can discuss. Old man Chu's complexion immediately changed when he heard Bright Sparrow's words. He immediately stopped her from speaking. Oh. I just feel that his voice is a little familiar. Maybe I know him, miss must have heard wrongly. What kind of status does Revered Ming have? How can he be related to us? It's impossible for miss to know such a person. At least, not now, oh. By the way, Grandpa Chu, why isn't this 10,000-year-old purple duckweed fruit sweet at all? It's not an apple at all. The divine transformation realm servants who were standing at the side were speechless. Who told you that a purple duckweed fruit is a purple apple? Purple duckweed is a kind of duckweed. What does it have to do with an apple? How can it be sweet? What a waste! What a waste! There are actually people in this world who eat a purple duckweed fruit like an apple. What a reckless waste of God's gift! Ning Fan could not help but chuckle. Ming Kei's silly words had entered his ears. Sure enough, this little pill devil is still the same as before. She really knows how to make me happy. Inwardly, he made up his mind to reunite with her after the auction ends. Now, he should get 8 tufts of devil-horned orchid from the auction first. Su Yan continued to explain a series of rules. Then, the auction began. The auction would last for 10 days. Towards the end, the items that were auctioned would be more precious. For 7 consecutive days, Ning Fan did not buy anything. It was only until the 8th day that some items caught his attention. Little Ming Kei, on the other hand, had been buying all kinds of spiritual herbs wantonly since the first day. She bought the spiritual herbs on the spot and ate them to her heart's content. Each of the old monsters who did not know her background looked at her as if they were looking at a monster. Unless it was a wild beast with a strong physical body or a jade-life body cultivator, how could an ordinary person eat a 10,000-year-old spiritual herb raw? Since Ming Kei could eat a 10,000-year-old spiritual herb raw, the strength of her physical body was probably even stronger than ordinary wild beasts. Many divine transformation realm old monsters were afraid of her. Moreover, her silly words had made Ning Fan laugh countless times. Grandpa Chu, why isn't this Tanshi melon sweet? It's not a watermelon at all. Grandpa Chu, why isn't this musk pepper sweet? It's not a banana at all. Grandpa Chu, Ning Fan's eyes were filled with nostalgia. This little pill devil is still the same as before. She's still a little foodie. On the 8th day, Ning Fan bid for the first time. He spent 11 million immortal jade to buy a 6th revolution pill recipe. The starting price of the pill recipe was 10 million immortal jade. After Ning Fan increased the price, all the old monsters who wanted to bid for the pill recipe stopped bidding. On the 9th day, Ning Fan bid for the second time. He spent 41 million immortal jade to buy a type of heavenly cold chi. It was the heavenly cold chi which was ranked 10th. Just like the last time, as soon as he increased the price, everyone shut up obediently and no longer dared to bid for it. On the 10th day, all the most precious treasures appeared on the stage. Ning Fan pulled himself together and participated in the bidding extravagantly. He spent all of the 1 billion immortal jade that the 8 ancestors of the giant devil clan gave him. He did not have the intention to save money for them at all. The 8 tufts of devil-horned orchid cost 400 million immortal jade in total. A completed low-grade 6th revolution pill cost 500 million immortal jade. It was called the golden body pill. Its effect was to increase the chances of the golden body refining realm by 10%. Other than that, the Misthorn clan also took out many fiend god cultivation methods and 1-star divine weapons for sale. However, Ning Fan was too lazy to spend money to buy them. Now that he had obtained the devil-horned orchid, the auction no longer had any meaning to him. He peeked at little Ming Kei mischievously. She had already bought countless spiritual herbs and spent about 700 to 800 million immortal jade. He did not know if she had stolen or robbed so many immortal jade. However, even with such a large amount of immortal jade, there would still come a time when she would spend them all. She was too extravagant in the beginning of the auction. Later on, she could barely afford to buy any precious spiritual herbs. She began to sell Min Luo fruits to some of the old monsters around her. A single Min Luo fruit could allow one to enter a dream for 50 years and increase one's mental state and cultivation level by 50 years. Each of them could be sold for more than 5 million immortal jade. She sold another 20 Min Luo fruits and collected a total of 100 million immortal jade. This time, she finally learned her lesson and did not spend her money recklessly. Ning Fan cursed inwardly. He finally knew why the Mist Horn clan would have Min Luo fruits. It turned out that this little girl did not have enough money to buy spiritual herbs and she used the Min Luo fruits to exchange for them. This little foodie. The auction had already come to an end. The third last item to be auctioned was a tuft of 60,000 years old spiritual herb called the blue moon grass. It was a tuft of spiritual herb that was as blue as the moon. It was quietly growing on a piece of marble that was the color of the moon. The medicinal effect of the blue moon grass was to help one break through the bottleneck of the divine transformation realm. Normally, it was used as the main ingredient for divine transformation realm pills. Under normal circumstances, the blue moon grass would only grow to 20,000 years old at most. However, this tuft of blue moon grass was 60,000 years old. It was enough to be used as the main ingredient for a sixth revolution pill. If a 60,000 years old blue moon grass is used to concoct a divine transformation realm pill, the chances of a cultivator breaking through the bottleneck of the divine transformation realm would be much higher than under normal circumstances. Therefore, as soon as this 60,000 years old blue moon grass appeared, it immediately attracted the attention of many nascent soul realm and divine transformation realm cultivators. Due to its limited use, the starting price of the blue moon grass was only 10 million immortal jade. However, the price of the blue moon grass rose to 95 million immortal jade. Ning Fan was not too interested in this blue moon grass. Even though it was extremely old, he did not lack pills that could help him break through the bottleneck of the divine transformation realm. He had already given Su Qiuling 7 to 8 types of divine transformation realm pills. All of them were enough for her to have a 100% success rate in breaking through the bottleneck of the divine transformation realm. However, what surprised Ning Fan was that Ming Ke, who had finally learned to be obedient, suddenly stood up when she saw the blue moon grass and wanted to bid for it. "I bid 100 million immortal jade." As soon as her childish voice resounded, countless old monsters sighed and gave up bidding for it. No one would spend 100 million immortal jade just to buy a tuft of blue moon grass. 100 million immortal jade was enough to buy a lot of finished pills to increase their chances of breaking through to the divine transformation realm. Ming Ke heaved a sigh of relief, as if she was afraid that someone would bid against her for this tuft of blue moon grass. The way she looked at the blue moon grass was not like how she would look at a fruit at all. Ning Fan was slightly surprised. Could it be that this blue moon grass has some other mysterious abilities that I have yet to discover? Did this spiritual herb disguise itself? Or is its true form a more precious spiritual herb? Ning Fan secretly activated his human eye, but he did not find any disguise on the spiritual herb. However, after activating his human eye, he realized that the moonlight marble that the blue moon grass grew on was somewhat extraordinary. A wave of tyrannical moonlight energy lingered in the stone, unable to disperse. This stone is a treasure. Just when Ning Fan realized this, an extremely gloomy voice from the 4th floor joined the bidding for the blue moon grass. 200 million immortal jade. Everyone was shocked. Who would actually bid 200 million immortal jade to buy a mere blue moon grass? Chapter 473. The one who made the bid was a grey-robed cultivator with a sallow complexion. Ning Fan scanned him with his spirit sense and found out that he was at the peak divine transformation realm. His chi had a faint trace of moonlight power. Obviously, the cultivation method that this person cultivated was related to moonlight. The reason why this person was willing to bid for the blue moon grass at such a high price was definitely not because of the grass itself. He was probably interested in the moonlight marble where the grass grew. As Ning Fan guessed, this old monster's devil title was Devil Lord Scarlet Moon. He cultivated a fiend god cultivation method with the Scarlet Moon devil veins. Devil Lord Scarlet Moon did not have the intention to bid for the blue moon grass in the first place. However, the strange stone under the grass gave him a very special feeling. He could faintly feel that the stone contained the moon power inheritance of an expert. As long as he consumes this stone, the moonlight power in his devil veins would be greatly enhanced and his cultivation base would skyrocket. As for how much his cultivation base would skyrocket, it would depend on how much moonlight power there was in the stone. In Devil Lord Scarlet Moon's opinion, if he refines this stone and goes into seclusion for hundreds of years, he would at least have a high chance of breaking through to the void refinement realm in his lifetime. Therefore, he was determined to get the strange stone under the blue moon grass. It was impossible for him to give it to the little pill devil. Ming Quebec, seeing Devil Lord Scarlet Moon buying the blue moon grass at such a high price, many old monsters vaguely guessed that the strange stone under the grass was somewhat extraordinary. There were also a few old monsters who wanted to bid against Devil Lord Scarlet Moon. However, just as they raised their paddles, he glared at them coldly and they reluctantly gave up bidding. A half-step void refinement realm expert was the supreme being of the internal sea. Devil Lord Scarlet Moon had a peak divine transformation realm cultivation base and he was an expert who was unrivaled among those at the same level as him. Apart from the 7 venerated beings of the internal sea, no one dared to offend him. Although Ming Ke brought a dozen of divine transformation realm servants with her, none of them were at the peak divine transformation realm. In his eyes, they were just a motley crew who were not worth mentioning at all. His gaze eventually landed on Ming Ke with a hint of coldness and threat. His aura force shook, causing Ming Ke's chi to stagnate and her primordial spirit to be injured. Her face immediately turned pale and a trace of sweet blood flowed out from the corner of her lips. This aura force was a warning to Ming Ke not to compete with him. Otherwise, he could not guarantee that he would not take an even more extreme revenge. Even though the Misthorn clan had set a rule that forbade one from killing others and snatching their treasures during the auction, Red Moon still had plenty of ways to take revenge on Bright Sparrow once he left the Misthorn clan. Seeing that Bright Sparrow seemed to have offended Demon Lord Scarlet Moon in order to bid for the blue moon grass and was injured by him, the old man surnamed Chu was furious. However, he suppressed his anger and immediately transmitted a message to Bright Sparrow. "Miss, this old servant knows that you like to consume natural treasures. Since you are willing to bid for this blue moon grass, it must be very valuable. But it's not worth it to offend an old monster like Devil Lord Scarlet Moon for a mere worldly possession. The human heart is sinister and this Devil Lord Scarlet Moon isn't a benevolent person. If you offend him, there will be endless troubles in the future." "Don't worry, Grandpa Chu. I understand." Bright Sparrow curled her lips. She knew that Grandpa Chu was right. Human beings were not as kind as she had imagined. It was not that there were no good people, but there were obviously more bad people in the endless sea. She could see how precious the blue moon grass was. The blue moon grass was secondary, but the moonlight marble underneath it was the truly precious item. It contained the power of an expert's moonlight inheritance. Even if it did not correspond to her cultivation technique, it could still increase her cultivation by a lot. But it was absolutely not worth becoming enemies with Devil Lord Scarlet Moon just for some moonlight inheritance. Besides, she didn't have any extra immortal jades to bid against Devil Lord Scarlet Moon. To Bright Sparrow, the blue moon grass and the marble were just food. It was just a small matter that she couldn't buy them. However, being injured by Devil Lord Scarlet Moon's pressure was a great grievance. Bright Sparrow didn't like to be bullied by others. She had to swallow her anger, but she was no match for Devil Lord Scarlet Moon and couldn't fight back. If Grandpa Tree or Biscuit Brother were by her side, they would certainly not watch her being bullied. Grandpa Tree is still in the Dark Sparrow's grave. He definitely won't care about me. And where is Biscuit Brother? Bright Sparrow let out a faint sigh. Her sigh contained the melancholy of a young girl. She circulated her magic power and the paleness on her face faded a little. Her injuries were slightly stabilized, but her heart was still filled with anger. TSK, what rubbish Devil Lord Scarlet Moon. Isn't he just a peak spirit severing expert? Wait until I eat more medicinal treasures and break through to a higher cultivation base. Then, I'll teach you a good lesson and cripple your primordial spirit. I'll let you know how powerful I am. I don't want this blue moon grass anymore. Bright Sparrow gently sat back on her seat. Old Man Chu's expression relaxed. Fortunately, he didn't cause any trouble. Devil Lord Scarlet Moon smiled coldly. Bright Sparrow was just an early spirit severing expert after all. As long as he made a move, it would be perfectly normal for an early spirit severing expert to be scared away from bidding against him. The reason why he injured Bright Sparrow was not just to threaten her. More importantly, he guessed that Bright Sparrow had already found out that the peculiar stone contained an extremely strong moon power inheritance. By injuring her, it was also a warning for her not to talk too much. If Bright Sparrow talked too much and the other Void Refinement Realm old monsters bid for this item, Devil Lord Scarlet Moon wouldn't be able to get his hands on it. This blue moon grass belongs to me now. He strode forward and was about to pay for the herb on the auction stage. All of a sudden, a cold voice was heard from behind him. It was the voice of a young man. 210 million. This voice was exceptionally clear in the silent auction venue. Obviously, someone was bidding against Devil Lord Scarlet Moon for the blue moon grass. Devil Lord Scarlet Moon was stunned. He stopped in his tracks and his eyes turned gloomy. He was so angry that he smiled. He really wanted to know who had the guts to compete against him for the blue moon grass, even though they knew that he, Devil Lord Scarlet Moon, was determined to get it. He turned his head coldly and prepared to teach the bidder a lesson. Whoever dares to disrespect me will have to pay the price. However, as soon as he saw the direction of the bidder, his knees immediately went weak. He groaned incessantly and nearly fell to the ground out of fear. The bidder was a young man in white robes who was sitting on the fourth floor. As an old monster who had been roaming the endless sea for countless years, Devil Lord Scarlet Moon had heard of this young man's reputation countless times. It was impossible for him not to recognize him. Revered Ming. Devil Lord Scarlet Moon raised his head and met Ning Fan's cold eyes. It was just a gaze, but it was filled with killing intent that could not be erased. With just a gaze, Devil Lord Scarlet Moon's mind was in chaos. Layers of illusions appeared in front of his eyes. Each of them was a bloody ocean of slaughter. In that bloody ocean, Ning Fan killed countless Divine Transformation Realm and Void Refinement Realm experts. All of his killing intent was like a sharp sword that pierced Devil Lord Scarlet Moon's primordial spirit in his dantian. A heart-wrenching pain spread throughout Devil Lord Scarlet Moon's entire body. The pain was as if his primordial spirit was being torn into two halves. Puff, Devil Lord Scarlet Moon spurted out a mouthful of blood. He took a few steps back in a daze before he managed to stabilize his body. His heart was filled with even more shock. He could not believe that his cultivation base, which was unrivaled below the 7 venerated beings of the Internal Sea, could not withstand Ning Fan's ferocious gaze. It was as if Ning Fan could directly use his terrifying killing intent to tear Devil Lord Scarlet Moon's primordial spirit apart and bury him here. I want this blue moon grass. Devil Lord Scarlet Moon, do you want to compete with me? Ning Fan walked out of the 4th floor and landed on the 3rd floor beside Ming Quebec. His tone was indifferent. Devil Lord Scarlet Moon panicked. He immediately cupped his fists and said with a trembling voice, "If Revered Ming wants the blue moon grass, how would I dare to compete with Revered Ming? Is that so?" Ning Fan's eyes flashed with cold light. He released all of his aura force. All of a sudden, the weather within 100,000 li of the Misthorn clan changed color. All of his aura force was like a huge mountain pressing down on Devil Lord Scarlet Moon's head. The bones in Devil Lord Scarlet Moon's knees gave off cracking sounds. With a loud thud, his knees were crushed and he knelt on the ground. His primordial spirit in his dantian was on the verge of collapsing. His cultivation base was on the verge of dropping to the Divine Transformation Realm in an instant. His blood splattered a few zhang. Countless cultivators were dumbfounded. Ning Fan had actually nearly crippled Devil Lord Scarlet Moon's cultivation base with just his ferocious aura force. Devil Lord Scarlet Moon prostrated on the ground while coughing out blood continuously. He stared at Ning Fan in shock. He did not understand why Ning Fan attacked him at all. How did he offend Ning Fan? He raised his head and saw Ning Fan treating Ming Kei's injuries. Ning Fan did not even look at Devil Lord Scarlet Moon. He reached out his hand and held Ming Kei's small hand. Then, he transferred traces of Black Star healing power into her hand, instantly healing all of her injuries. Ming Kei was stunned. She stared at Ning Fan blankly and rubbed her eyes. She found it hard to believe. Isn't this white-robed young man in front of me my brother Biscuit? Why is he here? Besides, why is Brother Biscuit's chi so strong? Why does everyone call him Revered Ming? Chi Yu was dumbfounded. He finally understood how he had offended Ning Fan. Ning Fan was treating Ming Kei's injuries. Even a fool could tell that Ning Fan certainly knew Ming Kei and their relationship was certainly not ordinary. Rumor has it that Ning Fan has always been a lover. Could this little girl Ming Kei also be one of his lovers? I really have 8 lifetimes of bad luck. Any young lady he casually injured would be Revered Ming's woman. I'm really courting death. Red Moon almost had the urge to curse. Why was he so unlucky? He knew that Ning Fan was cold-blooded and merciless. He had hurt Ning Fan's woman. There was no way Ning Fan would let him go. Biscuit brother, why are you? Ming Kei had a stomach full of questions that she wanted to ask Ning Fan. However, before she could open her mouth, Ning Fan had already gently pressed on her lips. Do not reveal my identity. Right now, my alias is Zhou Ming. Even though Ning Fan had stopped Ming Kei from speaking, the words Brother Biscuit had undoubtedly confirmed the guesses of countless old monsters. As expected, Bright Sparrow and Ning Fan know each other and their relationship is not ordinary. Each of the old monsters looked at Devil Lord Scarlet Moon with eyes that were either cold, sarcastic or sympathetic. It was a pity that Devil Lord Scarlet Moon had offended the great Devil Lord Ning's woman of all people. There was no need to watch anymore. He was dead for sure. Since Ning Fan had shown up, only a fool would bid against him for the Blue Moon grass. All the cultivators were waiting to watch a good show. Devil Lord Scarlet Moon's cultivation base was almost crippled. However, they did not know if Ning Fan would ignore the Misthorn clan's order of no killing and directly start a massacre in the auction. Su Yan frowned slightly. She did not expect that Ning Fan would cause an incident at the end of the auction. Even though she saw the whole story and it was Devil Lord Scarlet Moon who attacked first, as the clan leader of the Misthorn clan, if Ning Fan really wants to kill Devil Lord Scarlet Moon in the Misthorn clan, it would certainly damage the clan's reputation. Su Yan was not concerned about Devil Lord Scarlet Moon's life or death. However, she had already stated that killing is prohibited in the auction. If Devil Lord Scarlet Moon is killed by Ning Fan in the Misthorn clan, it would certainly damage the clan's reputation. Fellow Daoist Zhou, you promised me that you won't kill anyone in my clan. She reminded him with a gentle voice. Her tone carried a hint of pleading. In other words, as long as Ning Fan does not kill Devil Lord Scarlet Moon, he could do whatever he wants to him. Don't worry, Miss Su. I always keep my words. I won't kill anyone in the Misthorn clan. After hearing Ning Fan's guarantee, Su Yan felt relieved. Her impression of Ning Fan unconsciously improved a little. Scarlet Moon, I'll give you a chance. From today onwards, become her servant. I can spare your life for what happened today. Ning Fan pointed at Ming Quebec. His words left no room for refusal. All of a sudden, the entire place fell into dead silence. He indeed did not kill anyone, but he asked Devil Lord Scarlet Moon to become her servant. Since Ming Kei, the little pill devil, liked to take in divine transformation realm experts as her servants so much, he was also willing to make Devil Lord Scarlet Moon her servant. No matter what, Devil Lord Scarlet Moon was a formidable person. Under normal circumstances, he would not be willing to become anyone's servant. However, Ning Fan's words made Devil Lord Scarlet Moon lose his courage to reject him. Devil Lord Scarlet Moon was not a fool. Of course, he knew what would happen if he rejected Ning Fan's good intention. He smiled bitterly. Who asked him to be unlucky and hurt Ming Ke? Becoming her servant could be considered as his retribution. I won't dare to disobey revered Ming's order. He admitted his defeat. Being someone's servant was better than being dead. He allowed Ming Ke to plant a restriction on him. It was the immemorial Dark Sparrow's royal bloodline demon restriction. It could easily control his life and death. Ming Ke stared at Ning Fan. She was so surprised that she did not know what to say. Ever since she entered the Endless Sea, she only knew how to look for spiritual herbs to eat. She was a typical foodie who was indifferent to the rumors in the outside world. She did not know how infamous Ning Fan was at all. Her impression of Ning Fan was still the same as in the past. In her memory, Ning Fan seemed to be just at the harmonious spirit realm. In the past, Ning Fan who was at the harmonious spirit realm had become so strong that he could scare a peak divine transformation realm expert with just a sentence after just a few decades. It was really unbelievable. When she thought about how Ning Fan punished Devil Lord Scarlet Moon today just to help her vent her anger, she suddenly felt an inexplicable joy. Sure enough, Brother Biscuit treats me the best. Not only did he help me vent my anger, but he also helped me capture a peak divine transformation realm servant. Ming Ke looked at Devil Lord Scarlet Moon with a smile. From today onwards, she would teach this new servant a good lesson. Devil Lord Scarlet Moon felt a chill down his spine. He looked at Ming Ke's eyes and let out a hollow laugh. Inwardly, he was complaining incessantly. From today onwards, he was probably going to suffer a lot. Let's go. The auction is coming to an end. The items that will be auctioned next won't be able to impress me. Come with me. Tell me why you came to the Endless Sea. Ning Fan's eyes indifferently swept across Old Man Chu. Immediately, Old Man Chu lowered his head and bowed respectfully. There was an extremely faint trace of the immemorial Dark Sparrow's chi in Old Man Chu's demon blood. It could not hide from Ning Fan's senses. Ning Fan guessed that there might be another reason why Ming Ke appeared in the Endless Sea. Out of concern for her, he had to find out the reason. When Ning Fan and the others left, Su Yan pondered for a while. Suddenly, she opened her red lips and sent a secret message. The secret message went into Ning Fan's ears. The others naturally did not know what Su Yan said. I have something that I don't understand and I want to ask fellow Daoist about it. If fellow Daoist is free, Su Yan will be waiting for you by the plain green lake 3 days later at midnight. All right. Ning Fan also replied her using telepathy, which meant that he had agreed to Su Yan's invitation. He knew that Su Yan's purpose of inviting him was certainly not related to Moon Breeze. She must have sensed the soul connection between the two of them and wanted to ask about it. Anyway, Ning Fan was prepared to use the mind-reading technique to find out the whereabouts of the devil statue slate. It was fine for him to meet Su Yan 3 days later. The reason why he did not directly abduct Su Yan was firstly because of her identity as a devil concubine. Ning Fan had a connection with her soul and he had a trace of tolerance towards her that originated from his bloodline. Secondly, Ning Fan had yet to figure out the background of the Misthorn clan. Only God knew if the Misthorn clan had a powerful background like the 8 ancestors who were both immortal and undead like the giant devil clan. Using Su Yan as the starting point to obtain information and steal the devil statue slate of the Misthorn clan was the safest choice. If nothing unexpected happens, I will be able to obtain the 4th slate 3 days later. Chapter 474. More than 10 Divine Transformation Realm servants, including Old Man Chu and Devil Lord Scarlet Moon, were waiting respectfully outside the guest house where Ning Fan was temporarily staying. There was a sense isolation formation in the guest house. Ning Fan brought Bright Sparrow to sit in the guest house and asked her about her experiences over the past few years. After Ning Fan left Yu Country, this little girl also slipped out of the Dark Sparrow's grave and went to the Endless Sea alone. When she left Yu Country, she was just a peak Gold Core realm little pill devil. Today, she had already become an early divine transformation realm expert. According to Bright Sparrow's description, she did not cultivate at all along her journey. She only consumed countless spiritual herbs and pills and broke through to the divine transformation realm within a few decades. Such a monstrous cultivation physique made Ning Fan feel ashamed of his inferiority. Bright Sparrow was the combination of an immemorial dark sparrow and a pill devil. She was born with a keen sense towards heavenly ingredients and earthly treasures. Along the way to the Endless Sea, she collected countless spiritual herbs and consumed all of them. Her identity as an immemorial dark sparrow gave her the bloodline of the royal bloodline, which gave her a cultivation speed that ordinary demons could not reach. Her identity as a pill devil gave her another special physique. The essence of a pill devil was a pill. As a pill devil, she could absorb the medicinal power of other pills to improve the grade of her pill devil body. Strictly speaking, the current Ming Ke could not be considered as a true early divine transformation realm cultivator. She was more like a low-grade 5th revolution pill. The grade of the pill was the cultivation base of the pill devil. The improvement of cultivation base was actually the continuous improvement of the pill. Back in the Dark Sparrow's grave, Bright Sparrow was already a low-grade 5th revolution pill devil. However, at that time, she had yet to absorb enough medicinal power from pills and spiritual herbs to completely activate the full power of a low-grade 5th revolution pill devil. As a standard little pill devil, she could absorb the medicinal power of any pill and improve her cultivation base. Even if it was a poisonous pill, as long as it did not kill her, she could still improve her cultivation base. This physique was really heaven-defying. As long as it was a pill, Bright Sparrow would not reject it regardless of the type. Whatever she ate, she would replenish herself. When others ate pills to heal their injuries, she could improve her magic power by consuming them. When others ate appearance-changing pills to disguise themselves, she could still improve her magic power by consuming them. When others poisoned her, she would absorb the pills to improve her magic power as long as the poison did not kill her. Any elixir could become a medium for her to raise her cultivation. In addition, she had the ability to search for treasures of heaven and earth. Along the way, she would always be able to find some precious elixirs. After consuming them, she would be able to increase her magic power. Her monstrous pill devil physique allowed her to eat everything in the world in just a few decades. She had completely adapted to the identity of a 5th revolution pill devil, and her magic power had broken through to the early divine transformation realm. Ning Fan could imagine that as long as this little pill devil consumes enough pills, it would only be a matter of time before it breaks through to the void refinement realm and void fragmentation realm in the future. Of course, as Bright Sparrow's cultivation base increased, ordinary pills and spiritual herbs would no longer be able to help her advance. Right now, she was an early divine transformation realm cultivator, a low-grade 5th revolution pill devil. She could only continue to improve her cultivation by taking 10,000 years old spiritual herbs or pills that were above the 5th revolution. She was not an alchemist, so naturally, it was impossible for her to have a large number of 5th revolution pills to fill her stomach. She could only settle for the next best thing, which was to eat raw 10,000 years old spiritual herbs. The reason why he was selling the Min Luo fruit was because this little glutton did not have the money to buy the 10,000-year-old spirit medicine. The pill devil physique is really a heaven-defying physique. As long as you are given enough 6th and 7th revolution pills, breaking through to the void fragmentation realm is just a matter of time. Ning Fan could not help but sigh. He did not have any special physique. If it wasn't because he had experienced countless dangers and seized countless opportunities, his cultivation speed would definitely not be as fast as little Bright Sparrow's. Ning Fan did not ask too many questions about the physique. What he was more concerned about was Bright Sparrow's purpose of coming to the Endless Sea. He was sure that Bright Sparrow did not come to the Endless Sea to look for him. She should have another important purpose. Speaking of which, why did you come to the Endless Sea? Who is that Old Man Chu? Ning Fan must find out the identity of Old Man Chu. If he is someone who harms Bright Sparrow, he naturally must get rid of him. Grandpa Chu is the high priest of the Sea Kong Demon Island, in the Internal Sea. As I can eat a lot, Grandpa Chu appointed me as the heaven-devouring island lord of the Sea Kong Demon Island. Those divine transformation realm servants are all rogue cultivators that Grandpa Chu brought me to capture. All of them have been planted with demon seals. They must listen to my orders. Otherwise, I will teach them a lesson. While eating a tuft of 10,000 years old purple yang ginseng raw, Bright Sparrow raised her small pink fist and looked at Ning Fan with a smile. Since Ning Fan had captured Devil Lord Scarlet Moon and made him her servant, she now had someone to train. She was very happy. In the past, the little pill devil who was as innocent as a piece of paper had been infected with the habits of devil cultivators in the Endless Sea. Sea Kong Demon Island. The high priest, Ning Fan, shook his head speechlessly. He did not think that Old Man Chu appointed Bright Sparrow as the island lord of an island just because she could eat a lot. He patted his storage pouch and took out an ancient book. Its name was Sea Country Records. He had conveniently stolen it from the Ghost Eye clan. It was an ancient book that recorded the local customs and practices of all the islands in the Endless Sea. The Ghost Eye clan was the overlord of the Endless Sea before the Thunder Sovereign. Thus, they naturally had information about all the islands in the Endless Sea. In the Sea Country Records, there was a total of 103,000 islands in the Endless Sea. They were divided into 6 levels. Sea Kong Demon Island was a 5th-level island with divine transformation realm cultivators guarding it. According to the book, all the cultivators on Sea Kong Demon Island were demon cultivators. There was a gigantic ancient statue that was worshipped on the island. It was said that the former master of Sea Kong Demon Island was a powerful cultivator who was the true spirit of the demon race, the immemorial Dark Sparrow. That powerful demon cultivator was called Si Tsang. It was said that she was the princess of the immemorial Dark Sparrow clan of a certain generation. She possessed terrifying ancestral demon blood. All the demon cultivators on Sea Kong Demon Island could be considered as the descendants of Si Tsang's demon slaves. They had been waiting for the princess to return. There had always been a high priest on the island. There was no island lord because the princess was the only one who could be the island lord. After reading the information, Ning Fan frowned. Sure enough, there was a reason why little Bright Sparrow became the island lord of Sea Kong Demon Island foolishly. Sea Kong Demon Island never had an island lord. There was only one explanation for Bright Sparrow becoming the island lord of the island. That Old Man Chu had regarded her as Princess Si Tsang. Do you know Si Tsang? Ning Fan kept the records of the sea countries and asked indifferently. When his calm words fell into Bright Sparrow's ears, her small face immediately froze. She stopped chewing on the 10,000 years old spiritual herb and asked in surprise. Brother Biscuit, how do you know this name? It's really strange. Grandpa Chu told me that my name was Si Tsang in my previous life. However, this is a secret. I can't tell anyone about it. Previous life? Ning Fan looked at Bright Sparrow with a strange expression. Does this little pill devil have a previous life and current life? He suddenly thought of the large Dark Sparrow's remains in the Dark Sparrow's grave. This little pill devil had absorbed the power of the remains to possess the royal grade bloodline of Bright Sparrow. Perhaps, the Dark Sparrow's remains were left behind by Si Tsang. From this perspective, after Si Tsang died, he channeled his power into the pill and turned it into a pill devil. In that case, This little pill devil could also be regarded as the reincarnation of Si Tsang. Little Bright Sparrow had known about these secrets for quite some time. If Ning Fan did not ask about it, she would not have taken the initiative to tell him. You didn't tell me about Si Tsang's secret because you don't trust me? Ning Fan looked at Bright Sparrow with a playful expression and asked. No, no. Of course not. Brother Biscuit is the most important person to me. How can I not trust you? Grandpa Chu said that the fewer people who know about this secret, the better. If I tell you, it will put you in danger. That's why I didn't dare to tell you. I'm afraid that I'll implicate you. But don't worry, brother. Grandpa Chu is my demon slave. He won't harm me. He's a trustworthy person. Bright Sparrow stuck out her tongue mischievously and looked at Ning Fan with a flattering expression. She explained in a flustered manner, afraid that Ning Fan would get angry. Ning Fan nodded, signaling her not to be nervous. Even though he did not know what kind of status Princess Si Tsang had in the immemorial Dark Sparrow clan, he agreed with Old Man Chu's action of keeping this secret. For such a secret, the fewer people who know about it, the better. Whether Old Man Chu harbored evil intentions towards Bright Sparrow or not, Ning Fan would naturally be able to find out when he visits Si Kong Island in the future. Ning Fan was also willing to believe that the cultivators of Si Kong Demon Island were just a group of demon slaves who were waiting for the return of their master. They were Bright Sparrow's loyal servants without any disloyalty. This was the best-case scenario. However, if the people of Si Kong Island harbored evil intentions towards Bright Sparrow, Ning Fan would not mind making them pay the price in blood. After learning about the cause and effect of Bright Sparrow's trip to the Endless Sea, Ning Fan remained silent for a while and sorted out his thoughts. Now that I've met Bright Sparrow by chance, I'll bring her along and take care of her in the future to prevent her from being harmed by others. Little Bright Sparrow was chewing on a tuft of 60,000 years old blue moon grass. It was the one that Ning Fan had just bought. Even though this blue moon grass was old, it could only be used to concoct divine transformation realm pills. To Ning Fan, it was useless. Thus, he just let Bright Sparrow eat it. What caught Ning Fan's attention was the moonlight marble that grew together with the blue moon grass. The palm-sized stone shone with a soul-stirring luster. This was no ordinary stone. Sealed within it was the moon power inheritance of a powerful being, and the energy contained within it was no small matter. This time, if it wasn't for Bright Sparrow who recognized the extraordinariness of the stone and bid 100 million for the blue moon grass, Ning Fan might not have noticed the profoundness of this stone and would certainly miss out on such a good item. With his eyesight, he could roughly estimate that the total amount of moonlight power inherited from the stone was equivalent to the magic power of a void-pierced stage-old monster. If a cultivator who practiced moonlight cultivation methods absorbs all the moon power in the stone and refines it into his own magic power, he could definitely obtain void-pierced stage magic power. If it was Bright Sparrow who swallowed this stone instead, she could absorb nearly 1% of the moon power with her abnormal pill devil physique even though she did not practice moonlight cultivation methods. It would be enough for her to break through to the mid-divine transformation realm. If it is an ordinary cultivator like Ning Fan, he would not be able to obtain any benefits from the stone. After recognizing the usage of this stone, Ning Fan was almost certain about its usage. It would be a waste to let Bright Sparrow consume this stone. However, if it is given to Yu Ling Kong, the effect would certainly be extremely significant. Ning Fan activated his black flames and calcined the stone, extracting the moon power from it. Eventually, he extracted a fingernail-sized moonlight gem from the stone. The power contained in this tiny piece of moonlight gem was equivalent to the total magic power of an absolute void stage-old monster. After consuming the Void Inquiry pill, Yu Lingkong's day of attaining the Void Inquiry stage was just around the corner. If she consumes this moonlight gem after that, would she have the chance to break through to the absolute void stage? Being able to obtain such a moonlight gem in this auction was really an unexpected gain. Bright Sparrow looked at the translucent moonlight gem and swallowed her saliva. She really wanted to eat this gem in one bite. Ning Fan looked at her charmingly naive look and gently flicked her forehead. Then, he said in a doting tone. This is only equivalent to the medicinal power of tens of fifth revolution pills. It's a little overkill. I have another use for this item. You can still break through to the mid-divine transformation realm after consuming these pills. Take them as compensation for me taking this moonlight gem. He patted his storage pouch and took out a few bottles of fifth revolution pills, passing them to Bright Sparrow. Even though they were separated by the jade bottles, Bright Sparrow could still smell the fragrance of the pills sealed in the bottles. Immediately, she showed a cute and greedy expression. Wow! So many pill biscuits. Are they all for me? Happiness came too suddenly. Bright Sparrow found it a little hard to believe. These pill biscuits are all for you. In the future, you will follow me. Don't run around anymore. I will often concoct pills for you to eat. Is that okay? Ning Fan played with the pill bottles and tried to seduce the little pill devil. All right. I will follow Brother Biscuit from now on. I will never run around anymore. However, Brother is wrong. These aren't pill biscuits. They should be pill biscuits. Ning Fan did not care what kind of biscuits they were. Be it black or white biscuits, as long as they could appease the little pill devil and stop her from running around, it was a good biscuit. The sky was already dark. He patted Bright Sparrow's little head and prepared to leave so that she could rest early. However, before he could walk out of the room, he was suddenly stopped by Bright Sparrow. Brother Biscuit, there's a bad biscuit inside, a bad biscuit. Ning Fan could guess that the bad biscuit Bright Sparrow was referring to was a spoiled pill. Following Bright Sparrow's finger, a slightly charred pill was quietly placed inside one of the jade bottles. Little Bright Sparrow did not even need to open the seal of the jade bottle to know the type and quality of the pill inside. Her sense of smell was really heaven-defying. That charred pill was the Lianqing pill that Mo Xiu failed to concoct during the third round of the pill ceremony. With a thought, Ning Fan kept it with him. When he took out the pill for Bright Sparrow this time, he accidentally mixed up the bottles of the defective pills and took out the Lianqing pill by mistake. This is a defective pill. You can't eat it. The main ingredient of the Lianqing pill is quite rare and its medicinal effect is even more mysterious. It can increase the strength of a pill refinement master's medicine soul. Unfortunately, Mo Xiu had concocted it into a defective pill. Otherwise, if I consume this pill, it would be greatly beneficial for me to attain the 6th revolution pill refinement realm. Ning Fan stretched out his hand, wanting to keep the pill bottle. However, Bright Sparrow's soft and smooth little hand held his big hand. Bright Sparrow's big, bright eyes flickered with a mysterious smile. Brother, do you really want to eat this biscuit? I have a way to turn this bad biscuit into a good biscuit. Turn it into a good biscuit? Really? Ning Fan could speculate that the so-called good biscuit was most likely referring to a perfectly intact pill. Does Bright Sparrow mean that she has a way to turn a defective pill into a perfect one? As long as one is a pill refinement master, there will always be times when they make mistakes and concoct a defective pill. The toxicity of a defective pill was greater than its medicinal effect. It was completely worthless. Rumor has it that in ancient times, there were some pill devils who possessed the ability to purify defective pills. They could purify a defective pill into a perfect one. However, pill devils were rare in the first place. It was said that there might not even be one pill devil in 1,000,000 people who could purify a defective pill. If little Bright Sparrow could really purify a defective pill into a perfect one, it would really be heaven-defying. Of course it's true. Bright Sparrow puffed up her cheeks. She was very dissatisfied with Ning Fan's doubt. She opened the pill bottle and took out a charred defective pill. Then, she placed it on her soft palm. She raised her hand. Immediately, traces of clear silver starlight rose from the center of her palm. The starlight rose and formed a mysterious whirlpool, extracting the toxicity and flaws of the defective pill bit by bit. Under the entanglement of the starlight, the charred mark on the defective pill gradually disappeared. What replaced it was a smooth and round luster. After the time it takes for an incense stick to burn, the charred pill turned into a perfect lianqing pill. This is for you. Little Bright Sparrow handed the lianqing pill to Ning Fan, waiting for his praise. Ning Fan looked at the lianqing pill and clicked his tongue in admiration. This lianqing pill was purified from a defective pill. Thus, its medicinal power was naturally weaker than a perfectly concocted lianqing pill. It only had about 70% of its original medicinal power. Even so, the ability to purify a defective pill was still an eye-opener for Ning Fan. He had only heard about this ability in ancient books. It was his first time seeing it with his own eyes. Inwardly, he felt that this little pill devil's physique was a little heaven-defying. She had the royal grade immemorial dark sparrow bloodline. If she had the chance, she might even break through to the ancestral grade and become the old ancestor of the Bright Sparrow clan. Not only did she have a strong physical body that was unrivaled at the same level as her, but she also mastered the ability to purify defective pills. This little foodie is really too heaven-defying. If this little foodie grows up, her future will be limitless, praise me. When Little Bright Sparrow saw that Ning Fan did not praise her, she puffed up her cheeks to express her dissatisfaction. Good girl, Ning Fan patted Bright Sparrow's little head. She looked like she enjoyed it very much and revealed a sweet smile. She had decided to follow Ning Fan from now on and never leave him. Ning Fan did not hide the fact that he was about to break through to the 6th Revolution pill refinement realm from her. When she thought that Ning Fan was about to become a 6th Revolution biscuit refinement master, Little Bright Sparrow revealed a greedy expression and kept swallowing her saliva. If she could eat the pill biscuits made by Ning Fan every day, it would certainly be the happiest thing in her life. Chapter 475. Little Ming Ke ate the 5th Revolution pills as if they were beans. She finally calmed down and stopped running around in the Mist Horn clan. As for Ning Fan, he went into the profound Yin world for seclusion. He had bought the Azure Cold Chi from the auction and Little Ming Ke had given him the profound Yin Chi. The 2 types of heavenly cold Chi were all assimilated into his body. In the past, Ning Fan longed for the profound Yin Chi to improve his cultivation base. Now, however, the profound Yin Chi had almost no effect on his cultivation base. Among the heavenly cold Chi, the profound Yin Chi was ranked 9th while the green cold Chi was ranked 10th. Each of them increased Ning Fan's magic power by 1,000 units. However, to Ning Fan whose magic power was more than 650,000 units, it was naturally insignificant. However, with the integration of 2 types of cold air, the power of the flame was still quite considerable. Ning Fan had already gathered 11 types of heavenly frost cold Chi. He only lacked the first cold Chi, mending heaven heart. Ning Fan had already collected 10 types of earth vein demonic flames. He only lacked the 1st and 5th ranked demonic flames, the earth blazing flame and the North Pole flame. The earth vein demonic fire, ranked 5th, could probably be bought somewhere, but the cold Chi in demonic fire, ranked 1st, were extremely rare. Although they were only rank 5 spiritual items, it was said that they were more powerful than most rank 6 spiritual items. For it to be ranked 1st, how could it be ordinary? The Arctic flame was fine, but whether or not he could find the heaven-repairing heart and the earth-blazing flame depended on his luck. The acquisition of heaven and earth treasures is related to luck. Obtaining the first heavenly frost and the first demonic fire all depended on one's luck. The path of cultivation requires a calm heart. If I get it, I'm lucky. If I don't, it's fate. Opportunities cannot be forced. The only thing that can be changed is one's own attitude. Ning Fan calmed himself down and his heart became as calm as still water. For 3 days in a row, he didn't do anything else. He just let his body shine with a golden light and circulated his mana, combing through every inch of his body. Once he obtained the 4th slate, he would be able to truly break through to the golden body realm. With enough pills, he could break through the bottleneck at any time. Everything was ready except for the devil chi of the last slate. The devil marks on his back emitted a scorching heat. Ning Fan speculated that if he could obtain the 4th slate and devour the 4th trace of devil chi, his devil marks would advance to the next level and the pattern of the mist horn would appear once again. 6 Wings, Giant Devil Clan, Ghost Eye Clan and Mist Horn Clan. Ning Fan only asked Fan Chi to awaken the ability of the 6 wings to increase his speed. As for the other 3 devil pattern divine abilities, they were dispensable to him. If there was time, he could awaken the other devil concubines. If there was no opportunity, he could just ignore them for now. 3 days later, Ning Fan suddenly stood up and left the profound Yin world. In the outside world, the night sky was drifting. Ning Fan left the guest house and flew towards one of the forbidden grounds of the Mist Horn clan. His speed was too exquisite, none of the Ghost Eye experts could detect his arrival. It was a heavily guarded forbidden area. Within the formation light, there was no one guarding it. It was a paradise with beautiful mountains and clear waters. Between the mountains, there was a lake that occupied an area of over 1,000 acres. It was called Plain Azure Lake, and the spiritual energy there was overwhelming. It was an excellent holy land for cultivation. On Plain Azure Lake, the night was dim and a pleasure boat was drifting in the middle of the lake. A beautiful woman that was ethereal and graceful like a dragon sat on the pleasure boat. She sat leisurely by the jade table while holding a jade cup and drinking by herself, and her cheeks were flushed red as if she was drunk. There were 12 silver-scaled flood dragons resting in the lake. Each of them had a half-step void refinement realm cultivation base. They seemed to be the spiritual pets of the beautiful woman. As soon as they sensed Ning Fan's arrival, the 12 silver-scaled flood dragons felt a wave of aura force that originated from their bloodline. All of them began to tremble. The beautiful woman was slightly surprised. She raised her eyes and looked at the sky. There, a white-robed young man came to her under the cover of the night. Fellow Taoist seems to have some kind of demon blood in your body. Moreover, the grade of your blood is quite high. These 12 flood dragons of mine are all wild beasts with true blood. They have never been afraid of anyone. However, they were subdued by fellow Taoists' aura force. Su Yan smiled enchantingly. Dong Ning Fan landed on the bow of the pleasure boat. He just smiled at Su Yan's words and did not comment on it. Su Yan also did not ask about Ning Fan's secrets. The purpose of her meeting with Ning Fan today was definitely not to talk about demon blood. She gently waved her hand and scooped up a handful of lake water from the lake. She used her magic power to condense it into a jade cup and filled it with black wine. Then, she placed it on the opposite side of the jade table. Ning Fan sat down with his legs crossed and held the cup of spiritual wine. However, he did not drink it immediately. After sniffing it gently, he found out that it was a type of spiritual wine of a high grade and it was not poisonous. Fellow Taoist is really a cautious person. Could it be that you are afraid that I will poison it? Su Yan pursed her lips into a smile. I'm just used to it. Ning Fan did not say much. He drank the spiritual wine in one gulp. With just a sip, the level of his physical body improved a little. After a moment of surprise, he nodded his head in approval. He was very satisfied with this spiritual wine. So it's brewed using devil bone flowers. No wonder this wine has a dark color, but it tastes as sweet as honey when it enters the mouth. Moreover, it has the miraculous effect of improving one's body refinement level. The devil bone flowers that are used to brew this wine are at least 70,000 years old. This is really rare. Ordinary devil bone flowers will definitely wither before they reach 50,000 years of age. Only in a place where devil creatures are wreaking havoc would there be devil bone flowers that are more than 50,000 years old. Fellow Taoist, you have a good eye. This is the devil bone wine that I brewed myself. It is brewed using 70,000 years old devil bone flowers. Normally, devil bone flowers are unable to grow to 70,000 years old. However, the situation of our Mist Horn clan is unique. We have a small kiliacosm that raises countless devil spirits. The devil energy in that small kiliacosm is very dense, and many magic herbs can grow to an extremely high age. Su Yan did not intend to conceal the existence of the small kiliacosm broken world. Many devil cultivators of the internal endless sea had heard of the Mist Horn clan's small kiliacosm broken world. It was a sacred place where magic herbs grew. The demonic horn orchid was transplanted from the small kiliacosm broken world. In the rain world, only the Mist Horn clan possessed this kind of magic herb. Mo Ling, without batting an eyelid, Ning Fan activated his mind-reading technique to steal information from Su Yan's mind. As it turned out, there were no old ancestors in the Mist Horn clan. There were only 3 Void Refinement Realm experts, including Su Yan. However, in the Mist Horn clan's small kiliacosm, they reared a large number of devil spirits. These devil spirits were special living beings reared using the devil clan's secret technique, and they obeyed the orders of the Mist Horn clan's cultivators. When the Mist Horn clan was in danger, they could act as the last line of defense to protect the Mist Horn clan. In the Mist Horn broken world, there were at least 10 million devil spirits, and their cultivation was at least at the Gold Core realm. There were about 100,000 nascent soul fiend spirits. There were about 800 divine transformation realm devil spirits. There were 15 void refinement realm devil spirits and 7 of them were at the void inquiry stage. As soon as these devil spirits were born, they would form a contract with the leader of the Mist Horn clan and serve him as their master. The cultivation level of the devil spirits had always been the greatest secret of the Mist Horn clan. Only the leader of the clan knew about it. The outside world only knew that the Mist Horn broken world had devil spirits and was suitable for growing devil medicines. However, they did not know that the Mist Horn clan had reared 15 Void Refinement Realm devil spirits. Ning Fan accidentally stole such a huge secret from Su Yan's mind. His expression did not change, but he was inwardly surprised. As expected, the Mist Horn clan was not as simple as it seemed on the surface. Once someone dares to touch the Mist Horn clan, there would be 15 Void Refinement Realm devil spirits to kill the intruder. Among the 15 Void Refinement Realm devil spirits, 8 of them were at the Void Glimpse stage. However, the 7 Void Inquiry stage devil spirits were not to be underestimated. With Ning Fan's current strength, it was certainly impossible for him to resist the joint attack of 7 Void Inquiry stage experts. Not using force against the Mist Horn clan was indeed the right decision. Fellow Taoist Zhou, I have a question that I would like to ask you. I wonder if you can clear it up for me. Su Yan requested. There is no one else here. If Miss Su has something to say, why don't you speak your mind? Fellow Taoist Zhou, do you feel that there is a subtle connection between you and me? To be honest, I have already sensed your existence the moment you entered Tai Chi City. This is truly strange. I've never met fellow Taoist before this, so why do I have such a subtle connection with fellow Taoist? Miss, where do you think this connection comes from? Ning Fan did not answer her question but asked her a question instead. I don't know. Su Yan's cheeks turned slightly red but she hid it quietly. Actually, she had read through the ancient books of her clan. According to the records, there were some methods in the devil race that could allow 2 strangers to form a contract and sense each other's soul. The most common contract was the oath between the Tao companions of the devil race. Rumor has it that as long as a pair of Tao companions of the devil race falls in love with each other, they would make a blood oath and form a contract. Even after 7 generations, the two of them would still sense each other's soul and they would meet again one day. Su Yan naturally did not know that she was the Mist-Horn Devil concubine while Ning Fan was the bearer of Mo Luo's blood. She just thought that she had formed a contract with Ning Fan in her previous life and they used to be Dao companions for a lifetime. That was why she had this kind of connection. Even though she was the leader of a clan, she was still a woman after all. Naturally, she was too embarrassed to tell Ning Fan, whom she had just met for the second time, "Hey, listen to me. We were Dao companions in our previous lives. We were husband and wife. That's why we have this connection." Su Yan let out a sigh and gently shook her head. Even though she had married Ning Fan in her previous life, she had never thought of marrying him in this life. She did not want this connection between their souls. The reason why she came to Ning Fan this time was to cut off the connection between them. She was the leader of a clan. Her whereabouts must be kept a secret. She also had to choose the place where she usually goes into seclusion with extreme caution. Now that Ning Fan had a connection with her, he might be able to find out where she was hiding in seclusion just by using this connection. To a cultivator, it was not safe. For example, on the day when Ning Fan sneaked into the Mist-Horn clan, Su Yan had already sensed Ning Fan's arrival. With this connection, Ning Fan's whereabouts would also be exposed. Su Yan put herself in his shoes. She felt that Ning Fan must also want to cut off the connection between them because no cultivator would be willing to let others know their whereabouts, right? "Miss Su, do you want to cut off this connection between us?" Ning Fan fiddled with the jade cup in his hand while looking at Su Yan with a playful expression. He had already seen through all of her thoughts with his mind-reading technique. Su Yan was slightly surprised but she nodded without denying it. "That's right. Fellow Taoist and I have just met by chance. This connection also came out of nowhere. It's better for both of us to cut off this connection, isn't it? If Miss Su insists on cutting off the connection between us, I certainly have no objection. However, I wonder if Miss Su has a way to cut off this connection. Could it be that you want to borrow the power of the devil statue slate?" Ning Fan stealthily directed the topic to the slate. Su Yan was immediately stunned. Then, she pursed her lips and smiled. "Fellow Taoist, you must be joking. The devil statue slate of my Mist-Horn clan doesn't have the ability to cut off this connection. It's just a slate that can't be deciphered. In my Mist-Horn broken world, there's a place called the Devil Mist Pond. The devil chi in the pond is extremely strong. It's the place where every generation of the clan leader of the Mist-Horn clan planted a contract with the devil spirit. Since the contract can be planted, it can naturally be erased as well. The connection between me and fellow Taoist is probably some kind of contract of the devil race that was planted in my previous life. Perhaps I can use the power of the Devil Mist Pond to erase this connection." When Su Yan heard that Ning Fan was willing to cut off the connection between them, she naturally heaved a sigh of relief. If Ning Fan refuses, she would not be able to threaten him to cut off the connection. While Su Yan was explaining, Ning Fan activated his yin-yang locket and used the mind-reading technique to pry into all kinds of information in her mind. Since he mentioned the devil statue slate, Su Yan could not help but think about the information about it. According to the information, after the devil statue slate was born, it was sealed in the Mist-Horn broken world by Su Yan. Coincidentally, it was also sealed in a concealed grand formation near the Devil Mist Pond. The Mist-Horn broken world was the biggest forbidden area of the Mist-Horn clan. Only the clan leaders of each generation could enter it as they wish with the token. Ning Fan was an outsider. Even if he had extraordinary means, he would not be able to enter the small kiliacosm of others. Su Yan wanted to bring Ning Fan into the Mist-Horn broken world to erase the soul connection between them. This gave Ning Fan a chance to directly steal the devil statue slate. Once he obtains the fourth slate, Ning Fan could immediately go into seclusion and break through to the golden body refining realm. When Su Yan saw Ning Fan's thoughtful expression, she thought that he was worried about encountering danger in the Mist-Horn Broken World. She could understand that. The Mist-Horn Broken World was the forbidden area of the Mist-Horn clan. Outsiders could not enter and exit it as they wish. There were also tens of millions of devil spirits inside the Broken World. Moreover, there were also 15 Void Refinement Realm experts who obeyed Su Yan's orders. Once these devil spirits obey Su Yan's orders and attack Ning Fan, he would be in an unpredictable situation. Under such circumstances, even if Ning Fan was worried about his safety after entering the Broken World, Su Yan also felt that it was normal. She took out an exquisite jade token and showed it to Ning Fan while explaining. "This is my token as the leader of the Mist-Horn clan. With this token, you can enter and leave the Mist-Horn Broken World at any time. Before entering the Broken World, I will temporarily hand this token to you for safekeeping. If you feel that your safety cannot be guaranteed in the Broken World, you can use this token to leave at any time. You don't need to worry about your safety anymore." "Oh. Since Miss Su said so, I'm not worried about my safety anymore. May I ask Miss Su, when are we going to enter the Broken World? If fellow Taoist is willing, why don't we enter the Broken World tonight?" Su Yan requested. "All right." Ning Fan nodded his head, agreeing to Su Yan's request. The two of them put down their jade cups and stood up, intending to leave the pleasure boat. Ning Fan sent out a message-transmitting flying sword to inform Ming Ke to wait for him at the Mist-Horn clan and not to wander around. Ning Fan did not know how long it would take to erase the connection between them. However, it was necessary to inform Ming Quebec. Just as the message-transmitting flying sword flew out, a cold and stern voice of a man suddenly resounded from outside the formation light of the plain green lake. "Clan leader, isn't it a little inappropriate to let an outsider enter the broken world of our Mist-Horn clan?" A burly man in black armor tore open the grand formation and forcefully broke into the plain green lake. As soon as he arrived, he heard the last few sentences between Su Yan and Ning Fan. After knowing that the two of them had the intention to go to the broken world together, he immediately showed himself with the intention to stop them. This burly man's chi was restrained and vigorous. Void power was faintly flowing around his body. His chi was weak, but he had the aura force of a void inquiry stage expert. It was as if he had just broken through to the void inquiry stage not long ago. As soon as Su Yan saw the intruder, her pretty face turned cold. However, when she saw his cultivation base, her beautiful eyes were filled with surprise. "Shimo. You have broken through to the void inquiry stage?" The intruder was the third void refinement realm expert of the Mist-Horn clan. He was Shimo, who had always been on bad terms with Su Yan. When this Shimo was still at the void glimpse stage, he already dared to look down on Su Yan. Now that he had broken through to the void inquiry stage, his attitude became even more arrogant. He actually dared to tear apart the grand formation that Su Yan had set up and trespass into her forbidden area. "You are not allowed to enter the broken world of my clan. Otherwise, don't blame me for being merciless." Shimo stood in the sky, looking down at Ning Fan and said arrogantly. "Being merciless?" Ning Fan's tone was indifferent. He did not put Shimo in his eyes at all. "How dare you?" Shimo's eyes flashed with anger. The devil chi around his body seemed to be boiling. He pressed his finger down and the devil chi turned into a 10,000 zhang tall mountain which was shrouded in black chi, pressing down on Ning Fan's head. This giant mountain was a low-grade mortal void magic technique. However, when it was used by a void inquiry stage expert like Shimo, its strength was comparable to a void inquiry stage attack. It was more than enough to suppress ordinary void glimpse stage experts. From Shimo's point of view, even if this mountain could not hurt Ning Fan, it was enough to teach him a lesson and make him retreat. However, he did not expect that Ning Fan would only raise his fist and throw a punch at the sky while facing the Devil Mountain. 3/4 of his body shone with golden light. His physical body had yet to attain the golden body refining realm. However, after devouring the devil chi from the 3 slates, the strength of his punch was already infinitely close to that of a second-level golden body refining realm attack. With just a single punch, Shimo's half-baked devil mountain was directly shattered into countless pieces by Ning Fan. Shimo's eyes widened in surprise. He had never expected that his full-powered attack would be so easily broken by Ning Fan. Ning Fan's strength seemed to be even stronger than the rumors. He could already tell that Ning Fan's strength was just as the rumors said. His strength was indeed unfathomable. However, it was precisely because of this that Shimo was even more reluctant to let Ning Fan enter the Mist-Horn Broken World, in case he destroyed the plan that he had been preparing for many years. He still wanted to attack Ning Fan, but Su Yan gently stood in front of him and said coldly, "Shimo, I'm the clan leader, but you dare to hurt my esteemed guest. Do you think that you can be on equal footing with me after attaining the Void Inquiry stage?" Humph. Su Yan let out a soft snort. An unimaginable aura force suddenly shook Shimo, causing her inner chi to churn and her chi to stagnate. Her eyes were filled with shock. Shimo did not expect Su Yan's chi to be so strong. Even though she was also a Void Inquiry stage expert, she was not far away from attaining the Void Pierce stage. She was definitely not comparable to Shimo, who had just attained the Void Inquiry stage. If Su Yan gets angry, she could forcefully suppress Shimo here and teach him a lesson. Even though you are a Void Refinement Realm expert of my clan, you are still under my jurisdiction. If you dare to offend me again, I will surely punish you severely without any mercy. You may leave now. Fellow Taoist Zhou is a trustworthy person. I'm the one who allowed him to enter the broken world. You can't stop him. Even though Su Yan was dissatisfied with Shimo, he was also a member of the Mist-Horn clan. He was an indispensable combat force of the clan. As the clan leader, she could only punish him at most but not kill him. Understood. I'll take my leave now. Shimo clenched his fists and clenched his teeth. Then, he cupped his fists and left. Currently, he was still not Su Yan's opponent. Thus, he could not anger her in front of her. He could only wait until she enters the broken world again. Since Ning Fan insisted on entering the Mist-Horn Broken World today, it's fine. I'll let Ning Fan and Su Yan die together. After Shimo left, Su Yan smiled apologetically at Ning Fan. It's my fault for not being strict enough. Shimo didn't offend fellow Taoist out of malice. I hope fellow Taoist can forgive him for my sake. Just now, when Shimo was about to attack Ning Fan already had killing intent towards him. His aura force had yet to rise, but it already gave Su Yan an extremely dangerous feeling. Su Yan immediately realized that if Ning Fan gets angry, his strength would be even stronger than Shimo. If the matter continues, Ning Fan would probably kill Shimo on the spot, just like how he killed Shirkun and Imo Shio. The reason why Su Yan punished Shimo was actually to save him and prevent the matter from developing in a worse direction. Even if she was not on good terms with Shimo, she was unwilling to see her clansmen get killed by Ning Fan. Fellow Taoist Zhou, don't worry. I will compensate fellow Taoist for Shimo's offense. I will certainly satisfy you. Compensate? What kind of compensation? Ning Fan's brows loosened. He was extremely disgusted with Shimo. If it wasn't for Su Yan, he would definitely not let him go. He had no choice. Shimo was Su Yan's subordinate. If Ning Fan kills him, she would probably hate him for the rest of her life. Su Yan was also one of Ning Fan's devil concubines. He did not want her to hate him. After entering the broken world this time, I will look for some good devil herbs and brew devil wine for you to drink. It will be considered as compensation. I wonder if fellow Taoist is satisfied with this compensation. The wine brewed by a beauty adds fragrance to the red sleeves. I am somewhat looking forward to this compensation. Ning Fan smiled playfully while Su Yan's eyes were filled with slight displeasure. She was actually verbally teased by Ning Fan. With her identity, she could suppress countless old monsters with a wave of her hand. Who would dare to tease her? This Ning Fan was really too audacious. Swoosh! Su Yan waved her palm gently. Traces of void power turned into black smoke, enveloping the two of them and bringing them a great distance away in an instant. It was a void teleportation technique that borrowed the power of the void. Only void inquiry stage old monsters could use this technique. Its speed was much faster than the ordinary teleportation of divine transformation realm cultivators. The two of them arrived at an empty forbidden area of the Mist Horn clan. Su Yan took out the clan leader's token and gently waved it. A door of light appeared out of nowhere. Then, she handed the token to Ning Fan and gave him an enchanting smile. The token is in fellow Daoist's hand. You can enter the broken world without worry. Unless the broken world collapses, even I cannot detain fellow Daoist in the broken world. Ning Fan nodded his head and took the token. Then, he followed Su Yan into the door of light. At the next moment, the door closed. To be honest, even without the token, Ning Fan was not afraid of entering the broken world at all. First of all, Su Yan was a woman. If something happens to her, it would not be difficult for Ning Fan to capture her with his bewitching technique with his current strength. Secondly, Ning Fan was not afraid of the 15 void refinement realm devil spirits inside the broken world. He might not be able to fight against 15 ferocious beasts head-on. However, with the heaven-deceiving cloak, he could turn invisible at will. With the wind mist finger, it was absolutely a piece of cake for him to tear a hole in the broken world. Most importantly, Ning Fan could see through Su Yan's true thoughts. She did not have the intention to harm him at all. After a ray of light, the two of them appeared in the Mist Horn broken world. It was a world of devil chi with dark clouds covering the sky and devil mountains stretching endlessly. Inside the broken world, there were 10,000 mountains and countless devil spirits resided there. This is the broken world of my clan, Su Yan explained with a faint smile. However, before she could finish her words, the entire Mist Horn broken world suddenly shook violently. Fissures tore through the earth and sky. Su Yan's face turned pale. She did not expect that this was actually the sign of the broken world. How could this be? That's right. How could Su Yan expect that the broken world would actually collapse just after she entered it with Ning Fan? Ning Fan's eyes turned grim. He also did not expect to encounter such an accident just after he entered the broken world. He activated the clan leader's token in his hand but he could not leave the broken world. Even when he activated a wisp of wind mist, he could not tear a path to leave. He gave Su Yan a deep look. Su Yan immediately explained. Fellow Daoist Zhou, please don't misunderstand me. The collapse of the broken world has nothing to do with me. Really. This should just be an accident, I know. Ning Fan casually tossed the clan leader's token back to Su Yan. This token was already useless. However, the collapse of the broken world this time shouldn't be an accident. Miss Su, please take a look, Ning Fan casually pointed at the direction of the 100,000 mountains. Countless devil spirits soared into the sky and surrounded Ning Fan and Su Yan. Their auras were ferocious as if they were going to attack the two of them. A dark mass of tens of millions of devil spirits attacked without fear of death. In front of the group of devil spirits, there were 15 extremely strong auras. Each of them was at the void refinement realm. Clan leader Su, you're finally here. I've been waiting for you for a long time. Since you're already here, there's no need for you to leave. Just leave your life here. The target of these devil spirits was not Ning Fan but Su Yan. Chapter 476. Su Yan did not expect that the Mist Horn broken world would actually collapse as soon as she entered it. Moreover, She was targeted by the killing intent of millions of devil spirits. Could it be that all the devil spirits had rebelled? She tried to activate the contract but she could not sense its existence. It seemed like the contract had been destroyed. If the contract was still there, she could execute all the rebelling devil spirits with a single thought. If the contract is destroyed, all the devil spirits would regain their freedom and would no longer listen to her orders. However, only the clan leader of the devil spirits in the Misthorn Broken World could use the devil mist pond to plant and destroy the contract. The devil spirits themselves could not violate the contract. Su Yan was not a fool. She immediately agreed with Ning Fan's deduction. The collapse of the broken world and the rebellion of the devil spirits were not an accident. Someone was plotting against her. After every devil spirit is born, they would sign a contract with the previous clan leader of the Misthorn clan. They must never violate the orders of the clan leader. These vile creatures can actually destroy the contract and rebel against me. The reason behind this is definitely not simple. All the contracts had been erased. At this critical moment, how could Su Yan not understand that a huge change had occurred in the broken world? The contracts of the devil spirits would not disappear for no reason. Who was the one who plotted against her? How did your demon spirit contract get erased? Su Yan asked with a cold expression. Her cold voice spread across 100,000 li. He. Who said that our contracts were destroyed? Our contracts just changed owners and we have a new owner. Now, the millions of devil spirits in the Misthorn Broken World are no longer loyal to you. They are only loyal to another person. A person who can give us a future and freedom. A person who can bring glory to the Misthorn clan. More than 10 gloomy voices echoed from the distant sky. In that direction, 15 Void Refinement Realm devil spirits were approaching at an extremely fast speed. All of them locked their killing intent on Su Yan while sneering incessantly. As for Ning Fan, the 15 old monsters merely glanced at him indifferently. When they saw that he was just a half-step Void Refinement Realm Junior, they no longer paid attention to him. After hearing that these devil spirits did not destroy the contract but transferred it to another member of the Misthorn clan, Su Yan's eyes were filled with astonishment. Could it be that the rebellion of the devil spirits this time was actually her clan members who plotted against her? Who is your new owner? It's Lord Shimo. Since clan leader Su has come to the broken world, there's no need for you to leave. We're under General Shimo's order to ensure that clan leader Su's life remains here. Ning Fan's eyes turned cold. He finally understood why Shimo stopped him from entering the broken world. It turned out that he did not want him to interfere with the plan to kill Su Yan. Su Yan bit her lip so hard that it almost bled. She felt a chill in her heart. Although she had always been at odds with Shimo, she still treated him as one of her own. She had always known that Shimo was dissatisfied with her, but she had never expected that Shimo would betray her, plot against her, and even dare to scheme against her life. Su Yan's beautiful eyes were filled with frost. She hated Shimo's betrayal to the extreme. Shimo. Humph. If I don't die and leave this broken world, I will make Shimo pay the price. Huh. You'll need to be alive to leave this place. Boom. 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 Waves after waves of powerful Void Refinement Realm attacks came from all directions. The powerful waves of magic techniques tore the sky apart and blocked all of Su Yan's escape routes, leaving no gaps. Even though Su Yan had a Void Inquiry stage cultivation base and was close to breaking through to the Void Pierce stage, she was still no match for 15 Void Refinement Realm experts. Facing the attacks of 15 Void Refinement Realm experts, Su Yan showed no fear. She patted her storage pouch, preparing to take out her natal magic treasure to counterattack. However, she was shocked to find that all the magic treasures in her storage pouch were gone. When she was in seclusion before, she had given her storage pouch to a Void Glimpse stage elder, Gui Jiao, asking him to help her repair her magic treasures. After the auction, Gui Jiao had already returned a pouch to her. Now, Su Yan did not have any magic treasures with her. Naturally, it was Gui Jiao's doing. It seemed like Shi Mo was not the only expert in the Mist Horn clan who rebelled this time. Gui Jiao was also involved. Without any magic treasures with her and being betrayed by her own people, Su Yan showed a helpless expression for the first time. She did not know if she could withstand the attacks of the 15 people today. Even if she could, what could she do? The broken world had already collapsed. She did not know if there was still an exit that led to the outside world. Even if there was, Su Yan would not be able to find the exit in such a short time. Even if she could withstand this attack, the 15 Void Refinement Realm experts would continue to attack her until she died, damn it. Su Yan gently opened her mouth and shot out a ray of purple light. It was a small purple copper shield with overwhelming spiritual chi. It was a mid-grade mortal void stage defensive magic treasure. It was strong enough to defend against a void inquiry stage attack. Before this, it was left in Su Yan's dantian to be nourished with magic power as it was not damaged. Now, it had become her last life-saving magic treasure. The small shield turned into a ray of purple light and spread out layers of purple light barriers in the sky. 15 Void Refinement Realm attacks landed on the light barriers, shattering them. The powerful collision turned into a hurricane that swept across the land of 100,000 li. Crack 15 Void Refinement Realm attacks broke through the layers of defense of the small shield. In the end, they landed on the body of the shield, causing countless cracks to appear on it. Seeing that the small shield could not withstand the attacks, Su Yan gritted her teeth and detonated it with a pinch of her fingers. The self-destruction of a mid-grade mortal void stage magic treasure set off layers of fire waves. Finally, she managed to block the 15 attacks. However, Su Yan felt something sweet in her throat and coughed out a mouthful of blood. The backlash she received from the destruction of her small life shield was certainly not light. Her chi was stagnant due to her injuries. For a moment, she could only use less than 30% of her magic power. She no longer had the chance to escape. Knowing that it would be difficult for her to escape today, Su Yan's only regret was that she had implicated Ning Fan, who was an outsider. She smiled apologetically at Ning Fan. Her eyes were filled with the determination to die. As the leader of a clan, she was also considered a heroine. She was not afraid of death. Fellow Taoist Zhou, I'm sorry. This time, I've implicated you. If I knew this would happen, I wouldn't have let you enter the broken world. Next, I will ignite my primordial spirit and do my best. I will certainly be able to hold them off for a while. Fellow Taoist, quickly take the token of the clan leader and escape. Perhaps you will have the chance to find an exit somewhere else in the broken world. If you activate the token, you might be able to escape. Su Yan stuffed the token of the clan leader into Ning Fan's chest. Then, she took light steps and shielded Ning Fan behind her, leaving him with only her back view. This back view was obviously delicate and weak. However, she had shouldered the fate of a clan countless times. Today, she was going to protect Ning Fan and help him escape. Ning Fan held the token. His eyes flashed with a hint of surprise. Su Yan is a good woman. It's a pity that she will die here. All of a sudden, he took a big step forward and held her waist. Then, he teased her. Miss Su hasn't brewed the devil wine for me yet. You can't die here. How about I bring you away? 8 gigantic black fire wings suddenly appeared on Ning Fan's back. With a flap of the wings, he dashed towards a certain direction at a speed comparable to a void inquiry stage expert. All the devil spirit's attention was focused on Su Yan. No one paid attention to Ning Fan. Ning Fan's sudden burst of speed shocked everyone. Each of the old monsters looked at Ning Fan in disbelief. No one had expected that Ning Fan, who was just a half-step void refinement realm cultivator, would possess the speed of a void inquiry stage expert. What was even more unbelievable was that the speed of Ning Fan's 8 wings was slightly faster than the 7 Void Inquiry stage experts present. No one could actually catch up to him. Of course, the one who was the most surprised was Su Yan. She was not surprised by Ning Fan's strength. In her impression, Ning Fan should be a devil lord who would not do anything without benefits. He disliked causing trouble the most. She had clearly made a promise to give Ning Fan a chance to escape. However, a selfish person like Ning Fan actually did not run away. Instead, he dragged her along with him. This was simply illogical. Why? She seemed to be asking Ning Fan. At the same time, she was also asking herself. Her clan members had betrayed her, but Ning Fan, a stranger, did not abandon her. Why did all of this happen? You are my devil concubine. Your life and death is up to me. No one is allowed to kill you. Lead the way. Bring me to the devil mist pond. Devil concubine. How did you know? Su Yan did not understand how Ning Fan knew her identity as a devil concubine. She also did not understand how this identity was related to Ning Fan saving her. She had too many questions that she wanted to ask, but the current situation did not give her the chance to speak at all. Each of the Void Refinement Realm devil spirits revealed killing intent when they saw Ning Fan trying to take Su Yan away. Stop them. We can't let them go. Otherwise, we won't be able to answer to General Shi Mo. Kill. Kill them at all costs. As the leader of the Void Inquiry stage Old Monsters gave the order, all the magic treasures and magic techniques of the low-grade devil spirits were directed at Ning Fan. The 15 Void Refinement Realm devil spirits did not attack. With Ning Fan's speed, he was as fast as a fly flying around randomly. It was very difficult for any of their attacks to hit him. The 15 of them worked together to open a barrier, sealing the space within 100,000 li to prevent Ning Fan from escaping using his speed. The barrier blocked Ning Fan's path of retreat. Countless low-grade devil spirits swarmed towards him from all directions like tidal waves. As soon as the low-grade devil spirits got close to Ning Fan, they self-destructed their physical bodies, trying to block Ning Fan's path without any regard for their own lives. Their fearless aura could move any cultivator. This was a crazy battle to the death. Even Su Yan was shocked by the devil spirit's decisiveness. However, Ning Fan had already gotten used to this kind of all-out slaughter. This was a battle to the death. Either you die or I die. There was no way he could be merciful. Ning Fan crazily spread out his spirit sense. His sword sense turned into countless thick inks that decorated the sky. Layers of black sword sense spread across the sky, scattering into tens of thousands of black sword lights. Just the residual waves of the sword chi were enough to kill countless low-grade devil spirits. Chi. 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 Tens of thousands of low-grade devil spirits did not even have the chance to self-destruct. They were instantly killed by Ning Fan, turning into mountains of corpses and seas of blood. Ning Fan released his baleful chi without holding back. Blood and scarlet dyed the entire sky red. All the low-grade devil spirits within 100,000 li did not dare to attack Ning Fan at all. They were all paralyzed on the ground by Ning Fan's ferocious aura. Each of the Divine Transformation Realm devil spirits blocked Ning Fan's path. To deal with these devil spirits, Ning Fan directly used his full speed. His physical body was like a cannonball, directly crashing into each of them. All the Divine Transformation Realm devil spirits who blocked his path of retreat were smashed into minced meat. None of them survived. What? A mere half-step Void Refinement Realm cultivator is actually this strong? The expressions of the 15 Void Refinement Realm devil spirits changed. They could already tell that even though Ning Fan had yet to reach the Void Refinement Realm, his strength was definitely not something that the Divine Transformation Realm cultivators could handle. Among the 15 of them, 5 of them stayed behind to maintain the barrier while the remaining 10 chased after Ning Fan. As long as the barrier is still there, no matter how fast Ning Fan is, he would not be able to escape. In their eyes, killing Ning Fan was only a matter of time. Young man, put down Su Yan and become my slave. Then, I can spare your life. A void refinement realm devil spirit went to the front of Ning Fan and blocked his path, looking at him with a cold smile. His name was Mu Gui. He was a void glimpse stage-old monster. His strength was strong and he was proud. Even though he knew that Ning Fan was strong, he did not think that Ning Fan could be a match for him. Mu Gui stood in front of Ning Fan alone. He did not realize how dangerous his action was at all. He controlled his magic treasure with his spirit sense. It was a devil weapon that looked like a cactus. There were countless needles on the weapon. Under Mu Gui's control, all the needles turned into brambles that were as thick as an arm. They grew and blocked all of Ning Fan's paths. He stood with his hands clasped behind his back, acting like a senior expert. As long as Ning Fan puts down Su Yan obediently, he could spare his life. Otherwise, he would definitely kill him. I'll give you half a breath to consider. Mu Gui threatened with a cold smile, as if he was certain that he could defeat Ning Fan. At the next moment, however, all of his smiles turned into astonishment. A towering shadow of a black dragon was thrown out from Ning Fan's single punch. All of a sudden, golden light shone around Ning Fan's body. When he threw a punch, heaven and earth trembled. Void technique, double dragon. Die. Ning Fan's eyes flashed with a cold light. He did not have the mood to talk nonsense with Mu Gui at all. Instead, he directly threw out the shadow of the black dragon. The unparalleled fist light landed on Mu Gui's Bramble's magic treasure, directly shattering this low-grade mortal void realm magic treasure into pieces. Mu Gui was terrified. He definitely could not withstand the power of that punch. Even if he wanted to escape, it was already too late. Ning Fan's punch landed on his chest. As soon as the fist light dispersed, his entire physical body turned into a mist of blood. His tiny primordial spirit helplessly tried to escape. However, Ning Fan caught it and swallowed it whole, turning it into a trace of dense devil chi that flowed into his devil marks. All of the devil spirits were terrified at this moment. That punch of Ning Fan's was too powerful. Even the 7 Void Inquiry stage experts might not necessarily be able to withstand his attack without suffering any injuries. This young man is just a half-step Void Refinement Realm cultivator. However, he can kill a Void Glimpse stage expert with a single punch. This is impossible. That golden light is a phenomenon that only cultivators with the golden body refining realm can possess. Even though he hasn't truly broken through to the golden body refining realm, the power of his punch is almost not weaker than us Void Inquiry stage old monsters. Boom! At the moment when those old monsters were hesitating, Ning Fan had already approached the barrier. A wisp of wind smoke circled around his finger. The purple-golden wind smoke turned into a gigantic claw and tore at the barrier. All of the barriers were instantly destroyed and dispersed. What? He actually broke the barrier that we set up with our combined strength? This is absolutely impossible. The remaining 14 old monsters were once again shocked by this scene. Ning Fan's cultivation base was not high, but his means were too heaven-defying. They definitely could not underestimate him. Kill. The 14 Void Refinement Realm Devil Spirits simultaneously launched their strongest attacks. They were determined to kill Ning Fan and Su Yan. Moreover, in order to increase the speed of their magic techniques and ensure that they could hit Ning Fan, a few of them even paid the price of damaging their cultivation base to increase the power of their magic techniques. The combined power of 14 Void Refinement Realm attacks was enough to kill any Void Inquiry stage expert. Even a Void Pierce stage expert would be injured. Everyone thought that Ning Fan would die under this attack together with Su Yan. Right at this moment, lightning flashed around Ning Fan's body. He suddenly summoned the primordial lightning armor. With the golden armor covering his body and his white robes stained with blood, Ning Fan looked like a heavenly god. He turned around and looked at the 14 attacks with disdain. If I want to leave, none of you can stop me. Boom boom boom, the attacks landed on Ning Fan's back one after another. He forcefully withstood the attacks with his lightning armor. The third-grade golden armor was enough to withstand a void-pierce stage attack. Countless cracks appeared on his lightning armor, but it did not break. Instead, it withstood the combined attacks of the 14 old monsters. The moment he left the barrier, he summoned the heaven-deceiving cloak and disappeared from the sight of those old monsters. Even with the strength of the 14 Void Refinement Realm old monsters, none of them could see through Ning Fan's concealment. All the devil spirits were dumbfounded. Ning Fan had managed to break through the encirclement of 10 million devil spirits all by himself without suffering any injuries. On the other hand, the devil spirits had lost a void glimpse stage old monster. As soon as they thought of this, the eyes of all the Void Refinement Realm devil spirits turned red. Investigate. This man certainly hasn't left the broken world. Find out his whereabouts, and tear him into pieces. This man must not be left alive. Su Yan must die. Chapter 477. Countless devil spirits searched every inch of the 100,000 mountains, but they could not find Ning Fan's whereabouts at all. The only thing they could be sure of was that Ning Fan had not left the mist-horned broken world. The collapse of the mist-horned broken world was planned by Shimo. All the spaces in the broken world had already collapsed. Only a few hidden places had void passageways that led to the outside world. These passageways were only known to the 14 Void Refinement Realm devil spirits called Qian Gui, who had the highest cultivation base among them. Qian Gui was responsible for destroying the broken world. When he destroyed this small kiliacosm, he secretly left a few passageways that led to the outside world. He did not want to be trapped in this broken world forever after killing Su Yan. If he had the chance, he still wanted to leave the broken world and get rid of his identity as a devil spirit. He wanted to be a Void Refinement Realm old monster in the outside world and no longer be a slave to anyone. The 14 Void Refinement Realm devil spirits were eager to kill Ning Fan to vent their anger. At the same time, they were shocked by Ning Fan's strength that could instantly kill a Void Glimpse stage expert. In the process of searching for Ning Fan, even Void Inquiry stage old monsters did not dare to act alone as they were afraid that they would be killed by Ning Fan, who was hiding somewhere. Unfortunately, Ning Fan's heaven-deceiving cloak was too powerful. It was impossible for them to find him. Ning Fan, who was invisible, hugged Su Yan and flew towards the Devil Mist Pond. Of course, the reason why he was heading to the Devil Mist Pond now was not for the pond itself but for the fourth slate that was sealed near it. Now that they were trapped in the broken world and could not leave for the time being, Ning Fan might as well find the slate first and then look for a way to leave the broken world. As long as he finds the slate, he would certainly be able to attain the Golden Body Refining Realm. He believed that with the strength of his Golden Body Refining Realm, it would not be a problem for him to kill these devil spirits. By then, after killing all 14 Void Refinement Realm devil spirits and searching their souls and memories, he would most likely be able to find a way to leave. Unfortunately, after arriving at the Devil Mist Pond, Ning Fan spread out his spirit sense but could not find where the slate was hidden. He probably had to ask Su Yan about it. Su Yan did not know what Ning Fan was thinking. She just thought that Ning Fan was heading to the Devil Mist Pond in a hurry to cut off the connection between their minds. This made her rather speechless. Currently, millions of devil spirits were searching for her and Ning Fan, but Ning Fan still had the leisure to cut off the connection between their minds. Even though their original purpose of entering the broken world was to cut off the connection between their minds, Su Yan was saved by Ning Fan when she was in despair. Other than feeling sentimental, her thoughts changed a little. If it was the old Su Yan, she would not have liked to communicate with anyone. Today, however, she was no longer as repulsive to the telepathic connection between them as before. Under her guidance, Ning Fan arrived at a gigantic black lake in just half a day's time. The black lake covered an area of tens of thousands of hectares. It was the demon mist pond that Su Yan had mentioned. Demonic chi rose from the pond and a black fog covered the sky. Su Yan needed to borrow the pure and vast demon chi in this place to form a contract with the other demon spirits as the patriarch. However, when they arrived at the Devil Mist Pool, Su Yan discovered to her surprise that the demon chi in the Devil Mist Pool had strangely decreased by a third. Beside the pool, there were traces left behind by a large-scale formation. The traces were still very fresh. When Su Yan looked at the formation, she found it vaguely familiar. It seemed to be an ancient formation that had been lost in the Mist Horn clan. Its effect was to transfer the Devil Spirit contract. Within the formation, Shimo's dense chi was left behind. This formation was most likely set up by Shimo. With the help of this formation, Shimo transferred the contracts that Su Yan had signed with the other demon spirits to him. However, what Su Yan could not understand was how Shimo entered the Mist Horn broken world. Unless one possessed the Patriarch token, one would not be able to enter the Mist Horn broken world. How did Shimo enter? The Patriarch token was clearly in my hands. Su Yan sighed softly. What was the point of investigating this matter now? What had already happened. Is there more than one Patriarch token in the Mist Horn clan? Ning Fan suddenly asked. When the Patriarch of the Mist Horn clan takes over the position of the Patriarch, they would go to the ancestral temple and kowtow to the statue of the ancestor to be granted the Patriarch token. Strictly speaking, every Patriarch has their own Patriarch token. Normally, the next Patriarch will only be elected when the Patriarch of each generation dies. Once the Patriarch dies, his identity Patriarch token will automatically be destroyed. In the history of our Mist Horn clan, only the Patriarch token of the previous Patriarch is still preserved. He committed some grave mistakes and was stripped of his position as the Patriarch and imprisoned in the clan. Of course, it was just a nominal imprisonment. Other than being forbidden from leaving the clan, he could still obtain cultivation resources that were equivalent to his cultivation base. Once the clan needs his help, he would even make up for his mistakes by performing meritorious deeds. For example, the previous Patriarch personally went to the Six-Winged clan to participate in the fight for the Six-Winged Slate. His Patriarch token was not destroyed, but he claimed that it had been stolen by someone 1,000 years ago. Wait. You mean? When Su Yan answered Ning Fan's question, she suddenly understood the meaning behind his words. Ning Fan suspected that Shimo had used the Patriarch token of the previous Patriarch to enter the broken world. Perhaps it was the Patriarch token that was stolen by Shimo. Or maybe it was given by the previous Patriarch. In short, Shimo already had the intention to betray the clan 1,000 years ago. He had gotten his hands on this Patriarch token and sneaked into the Mist Horn broken world countless times to set up a huge trap. He had been patiently waiting until he broke through to the Void Inquiry stage before carrying out his plan of betrayal and killing Su Yan. Yes. It must be like that. Otherwise, there's no way to explain why Shimo could enter the broken world to set up a trap. Su Yan nodded her head. Most of her guesses were close to the truth. However, now that things had come to this stage, what could she do even if she knew the truth? During their escape, she had taken Ning Fan's medicine to stabilize her injuries and her chi had returned to normal. At this moment, she was nestling in Ning Fan's arms. Her plump breasts were pressed against Ning Fan's chest. Her soft and tender flesh was rubbing against his clothes. This posture made Su Yan feel uncomfortable. She left Ning Fan's embrace without leaving a trace and stared at the Devil Mist pond with a complicated expression. Fellow Taoist Zhou, do you think that Su Yan's life is a failure? This subordinate has been plotting a rebellion since 1,000 years ago, but Su Yan never found out about it. Moreover, she even caused fellow Taoist Zhou and me to be trapped in the broken world. Su Yan did not address herself as a concubine. Instead, she used her maiden name. Unknowingly, she became slightly closer to Ning Fan. "Do you want me to comfort you?" Ning Fan raised his eyelids and looked at Su Yan with a playful expression. "I don't want to." Su Yan's cheeks turned slightly red. She did not dare to hope that Ning Fan would comfort her. After all, she was nobody to Ning Fan. The atmosphere was a little strange. Su Yan had to change the topic subtly. "We've arrived at the Devil Mist Pond. Has fellow Taoist Zhou really decided to cut off the spiritual connection with me? Are you reluctant to do so?" Ning Fan teased her again. "No. I just want to confirm it. If fellow Taoist Zhou really decides to do so, I will immediately go and set up a grand formation. The secret formation of the Mist Horn clan and the pure devil chi of the Devil Mist Pond should be enough to erase the spiritual connection between us." Su Yan rolled her eyes at Ning Fan grumpily. Her almond-shaped eyes were filled with annoyance and annoyance. Both of them carried an indescribable charm. Her bewitching aura could charm all living beings in the world, causing Ning Fan's heart to tremble. Su Yan was a mature and beautiful woman. Her words and actions were not as charming as Fan Qi, Wind Maiden, and Tea Maiden. However, Su Yan had a unique charm in her bones. Her eyes were as seductive as an enchantress. She was really a demoness. If it wasn't because their relationship was still shallow, Ning Fan really wanted to tease her by calling her Su Yao. "Bewitching woman. Miss Su, you seem to have misunderstood me. I don't want to cut off the spiritual connection with you. You are my devil concubine. It's very normal for there to be some spiritual connection between a master and a devil concubine." Ning Fan's words made Su Yan's brows loosen. From the bottom of her heart, she was also a little reluctant to cut off the spiritual connection with Ning Fan. However, when she heard Ning Fan claiming to be her master, her almond-shaped eyes twitched. She was a little displeased. "Su Yan is indeed the devil concubine of the Mist Horn clan. But since when did you become my master? Why don't I know about it? Are you teasing me again?" "I'm just stating the truth. You will understand in the future. Let's change the topic. The reason why I came to the Devil Mist Pond is actually to obtain the devil statue slate that is sealed nearby." "How do you know that the slate of my clan is sealed near the pond?" Su Yan was a little surprised. This was a secret of the Mist Horn clan. How did Ning Fan know about it? "I have my own methods. Let's make a deal. You let me have a look at the devil statue slate and I will help you escape from this broken world and kill Xiemo. What do you think? A deal?" Su Yan remained silent. Even though the devil statue slate was precious, the Mist Horn clan could not decipher the scripture on it. Thus, it was useless to her. If she just wanted to let Ning Fan have a look at it, it did not seem like a big deal. She just needed to take a look at the slate in exchange for his help in getting her out of this broken world. It seemed like she would not lose anything. "I promise you. However, I won't trouble fellow Taoist Zhou to deal with the rebellion in my clan. If we can leave this broken world, Su Yan, am confident that I can still handle a mere Xiemo. If Xiemo, Gui Jiao and the previous clan leader all rebel, can you really handle them? If the entire clan revolts, can you still handle them? Let's talk about it later. I will bring you to get the slate." Su Yan fell into silence. If all the Void Refinement Realm experts in her clan joined the rebellion, she really would not be able to handle 2 Void Inquiry stage experts and 1 Void Glimpse stage expert. However, she did not want to own Ning Fan too much. She could not bring herself to ask Ning Fan for help. "We'll talk about it later. Who knows if they can leave this broken world." The stone slab was sealed in a hidden ancient formation. That ancient formation was located 1 million li to the west of the Devil Mist Pond. The grade of the formation was quite high. It was set up by an ancient pill master of the Mist Horn clan. With Su Yan leading the way in opening the formation, Ning Fan effortlessly stood in front of the slate. You saved my life before. Even if you want to take the slate away, I can also help you hide it. Su Yan did not believe that Ning Fan would be satisfied just by looking at the slate. The devil statue slate was a supreme treasure. No one could decipher its secrets. However, experts at the level of King Lon Ling were already fighting for it. It was normal for Ning Fan to want to take the slate away. Su Yan was a person who knew how to repay kindness. If Ning Fan really wants to take the slate away, she was willing to help him hide it. I really don't need to take it away. Ning Fan squatted down. He did not remove the seal on the slate. Instead, he placed his palm on the slate through the seal. His eyes lingered on the devil scripture on the slate. He memorized all the correct characters, and the fourth trace of devil chi was also absorbed into the devil marks on his back. The devil scripture on the fourth slate had completed all the incantations, cultivation routes and secret techniques of the ancestral talisman blood refinement technique. The fourth trace of devil chi resonated with the other three traces of devil chi in Ning Fan's body. Ning Fan felt as if the devil marks on his back were burning up, burning away all the devil chi in his body. Each trace of devil chi was the cultivation base of the devil Dao that Ning Fan had cultivated. How could he simply waste it? He held Su Yan in his arms and turned into a ray of light that shot into the massive devil mist pond. He gulped down the pure devil chi in the water, replacing the devil chi in his body to burn the devil marks. Gradually, the burning of the devil marks stopped and everything became quiet. At the next moment, a terrifying devil might spread out from Ning Fan's body. It rushed out of the devil mist pond and swept across the entire small kiliacosm. In the sky above where Ning Fan was, the devil mist in the sky dispersed. The sky began to crack unstoppably. Strange black blood oozed out from the cracks. It was filled with dense devil chi. It was the strange phenomenon of devil blood dyeing the blue sky. It had only appeared when the four devil slates appeared. This strange phenomenon was triggered by Ning Fan's body. It carried his chi. Ning Fan knew that his devil marks were close to advancing to the next level. However, he did not expect that gathering four traces of devil chi would trigger the strange phenomenon of devil blood dyeing the blue sky. As soon as the strange phenomenon appeared, wherever Ning Fan went, the sky would split with blood. Even the heaven-deceiving cloak could not conceal the strange phenomenon. Even if he hid in the Yuanya world or the profound Yin world, he would not be able to conceal the strange phenomenon. Not only that, at this moment, Ning Fan only felt that his blood was burning and his chi was in a mess. He could not even display 1/10 of his strength. It was not the time for him to fight against others at all. In the mist-horn broken world, all the devil spirits saw the strange phenomenon of devil blood dyeing the blue sky. From the chi of the phenomenon, they could tell that it was Ning Fan who triggered it. All of the experts swarmed towards the devil mist pond. Even if Ning Fan turned invisible and hid himself, they would not be able to find his true body. However, they would know that he was hiding deep at the bottom of the pond. Devil blood dyeing the blue sky. Why did you trigger this phenomenon? What did you do to the devil statue slate? You. Su Yan had too many questions that she wanted to ask Ning Fan. However, Ning Fan's devil marks were currently on the verge of advancing to the next level. He was trying his best to suppress the devil chi in his body. Thus, he did not have the time to converse with Su Yan. In the distance, countless powerful chi that was filled with devil chi were approaching Ning Fan's direction. Among them, 14 traces of powerful void refinement realm chi were chasing after Ning Fan in a frenzy. Each of the void refinement realm devil spirits roared furiously and locked onto the devil mist pond with their spirit sense. Junior, even though I don't understand how you caused such a shocking phenomenon of the heavens and the earth, with this phenomenon here, I'll still be able to find your location even if you flee to the ends of the world, and I'll know your whereabouts. Big brother, there's no need to talk nonsense with him. Let's charge at him together and kill him and Su Yan. Then, we will complete General Shimo's mission. A mere half-step Void Refinement Realm Junior dares to provoke us. He's just seeking his own death. Now, he can't even use 1/10 of his strength. It's the best time to kill him. Everyone, pay attention. This young man's speed is extraordinary and his invisibility is heaven-defying. His combat strength is also comparable to a Void Inquiry stage expert. If we want to capture him, we must first set up barriers that can break his invisibility and slow down his speed. Let's see what other methods he has to resist us by setting up 14 layers of barriers. Rumble. Rumble. Rumble, the 14 Void Refinement Realm Devil Spirits caught up to him very quickly. They tacitly set up 14 layers of barriers around the Devil Mist Pond, blocking Ning Fan's escape route. Inside the barriers, Ning Fan's speed was greatly reduced and he could not summon his heaven-deceiving cloak. The 14 Void Refinement Realm Devil Spirits looked at Ning Fan, whose combat strength had been greatly reduced as his abilities had lost their effectiveness, as if they were looking at a dead man. Tens of thousands of devil spirits surrounded Ning Fan like tidal waves. What should we do? Su Yan sighed softly. Now that Ning Fan had displayed the phenomenon, his strength was greatly reduced and he was surrounded by the enemies. The odds were against him. It doesn't matter. Follow me. Ning Fan wrapped his arm around Su Yan's slender waist and glanced at the devil spirits disdainfully. Then, he went into the Yuanyao world. He did not hide or run away. He just wanted to advance his devil marks in the Yuanyao world. Once his devil marks advanced to the next level, he would be able to defeat all the devil spirits. What? Why did he run away again? How is this possible? No. He didn't run away. Everyone, look. The location of the phenomenon he triggered did not change. He is still hiding here. He didn't conceal himself. He must have hidden in some heavenly dwelling space. Damn it. If he hides in a heavenly dwelling space, are we supposed to wait for him outside? Let's destroy his heavenly dwelling space together. Rumble. Rumble. Rumble, the combined attacks of the 14 Void Refinement Realm Old Monsters split the water of the Devil Mist Pond into two halves. However, they did not notice that there was a heavenly dwelling at the bottom of the pond that had been destroyed. Even if Ning Fan really hides in a heavenly dwelling space, he should have been blasted out of it. Unfortunately, Ning Fan had hidden in a small kiliacosm which was of a higher level than a heavenly dwelling space. The joint attacks of the 14 old monsters could not blast him out. Damn it! He didn't hide in a heavenly dwelling space but a small kiliacosm. He actually has a small kiliacosm with him. I miscalculated. I didn't expect this brat to have a small kiliacosm. If he doesn't come out, we can only continue waiting here. The most despicable thing is that he even brought Su Yan into his small kiliacosm. If we can't enter his small kiliacosm and kill Su Yan, how are we going to report to General Xiamo? Shameless. How shameless. Hiding in a small kiliacosm when he can't defeat us is really too shameless. Each of the Void Refinement Realm Devil Spirits began to curse anxiously. Unfortunately, it seemed like the shameless one was not Ning Fan but these Void Refinement Realm Old Monsters. 14 Void Refinement Realm Devil Spirits led 10 million troops to besiege a half-step Void Refinement Realm Cultivator. Was this not considered shameless? 14 Void Refinement Realm Devil Spirits only dared to attack Ning Fan when his strength was greatly reduced. Was this not considered shameless? 10 million devil spirits arrived one after another and surrounded the Devil Mist Pond. The 14 Void Refinement Realm Devil Spirits were helpless. They could only wait for Ning Fan to show himself. Perhaps Ning Fan would hide in the Yuanyao world for the rest of his life. Perhaps they would never be able to wait for him to come out. However, they still had to wait. As long as Ning Fan comes out, they were confident that they could make him die a graveless death. We will just wait here. Also, inform General Xiamo that Su Yan is already dead. Xian Gui ordered. What? Are we going to lie to General Shimo? Su Yan is obviously not dead yet. What else can we do? Who wants Su Yan to enter his small kiliacosm? Who can kill her? Don't tell me you want to tell General Shimo the truth and let him know that the 15 of us Void Refinement Realm devil spirits failed to kill 2 people and even lost one of them. But, don't worry. We will just wait here. I don't believe that Su Yan and her little lover won't come out for the rest of their lives. Qian Gui's eyes turned grim. He ordered his men to build devil cities near the Devil Mist Pond. They were actually going to set up camp here. This group of old fools is really shameless. Chapter 478. A ray of light flashed and Ning Fan and Su Yan appeared in the Yuanyao world. Ning Fan was trying his best to stabilize the devil qi in his body. Su Yan, on the other hand, was looking at the green coffin in front of her. She was slightly surprised. Medicine shop. Green coffin. Who is sleeping in this coffin? She wanted to ask him about it, but he did not have the intention to answer her at all. He directly pulled her towards the dark golden pagoda in the distance. The reason why I brought you into this world is just to hide from her for a while. You are not allowed to disturb her slumber. Ning Fan's tone was flat, but it left no room for refusal. Oh. Su Yan nodded, becoming more and more curious about the person sleeping in the coffin, but tactfully no longer asked. At the mention of the green coffin, Ning Fan's expression became serious. He no longer had the intention to tease her. Su Yan had the sixth sense of a woman. She could vaguely guess from Ning Fan's expression that the person in the coffin was a woman, and that woman was very important to Ning Fan. He cares so much about her. Is she his woman? Su Yan didn't even notice that when he was thinking about it, he looked a little envious of Mu Weiliang. The two of them directly entered the dark golden pagoda. At the moment they entered the pagoda, Ning Fan sealed the door of the pagoda to prevent Su Yan from running around in the Yuanyao world and causing unnecessary trouble. This dark gold pagoda is a time cultivation magic treasure. At most, you can go up to the 4th floor and heal and cultivate at 1/16 of the time flow. Above the 5th floor, without my permission, you can't go up. Even if you go up, you won't be able to enjoy any time of cultivation. I want to go up to the 4th floor and above to solve the problem with my body. Once I've dealt with my physical problems, I'll take you out of this world. Wait for me here. As soon as he finished speaking, he left some pills for Su Yan and ascended to the 5th floor alone. A time cultivation magic treasure. I heard that some time ago, the Prince of Lanling had a conflict with the Ghost Eye clan. The Ghost Eye clan's slate and devil concubine were taken away, countless immortal jades and spirit herbs were lost, and one of the time cultivation pagoda of the Prince of Lanling was also lost. Could it be, this is the pagoda? Su Yan was greatly surprised. She guessed inwardly. Could it be that King Lanling and the Ghost Eye clan are fighting to the death because of Ning Fan? She had too many questions that she wanted to ask him. There were too many mysteries about him. The closer she got to him, the more she could not understand his true thoughts. Her heart was filled with mixed feelings. Now that she knew so many of Ning Fan's secrets, it would be very difficult for her to draw a clear line between them. According to the habits of devil cultivators, if someone found out about their secret, they would either search their soul and memories, kill them, plant a restriction on them and seal their mouth. I wonder how he is going to deal with me. Given the strength and means he displayed, he was able to escape from the hands of 15 Void Refinement Realm experts with ease. I am definitely not a match for him. Moreover, he has saved my life before. Even if he wants to plant a restriction on me and make me his slave, it would also be reasonable. He kept saying that I am his devil concubine and he is my master. In that case, he has long regarded me as one of his own, huh? It's just that I'm a dignified clan leader. Do I really have to become his devil concubine? I can't put down my face, Su-Yan's thoughts became more and more complicated. She didn't like to be under others, but Ning Fan seemed to have become an exception. Too many things had happened today, causing her to feel uneasy. When she thought about how Ning Fan had triggered the heaven-shaking phenomenon and how unstable his physical condition was, she became a little worried about him again. Whether the rebellion is quelled or not, whether I can take my revenge or not, the Misthorn clan can no longer make me willingly give up everything to protect it. When I gave up everything for the Misthorn clan, it was my clansman who betrayed me. When I was on the verge of death, he was the one who saved me. If he can get through this calamity safely, what's the harm in me losing my face and becoming his devil concubine? I hope he'll be fine. On the 7th floor of the dark golden pagoda, the flow of time in the outside world was 1/128 of the speed of time. Ning Fan's devil marks were on the verge of advancing to the next level. As the fourth trace of devil chi entered his body bit by bit, his devil marks began to undergo a qualitative change. A vast aura force was faintly discernible inside Ning Fan's body. Mo Luo's blood was boiling inside his dantian. I want to break through to the golden body refining realm. Ning Fan's eyes flashed with determination. It was an aura force that would never turn back once he made up his mind. At the same time, in the devil world, the strongest world in the 9 worlds, a grand meeting was being held in the Ghost Palace. There were 1 sovereign of the Rain world, 3 sovereigns of the Sword world and 9 sovereigns of the Devil world. In the Devil world, there were 9 great devil sovereigns and also 9 great devil palaces which were similar to the Rain Palace. However, the strength of each of the palaces was incomparable to the Rain Palace. The Ghost Palace was one of the palaces and the Ghost Sovereign was one of the 9 sovereigns of the Devil world. In the extreme ghost country where the Ghost Palace was located, a grand meeting was being held. All the outstanding geniuses of the Devil world were trying to awaken their ancient devil bloodline in the extreme ghost country. The host of the event was the Ghost Sovereign. However, the other 8 devil sovereigns all came to the Ghost Palace to attend the event, including Wuxia Sovereign. Other than the 9 devil sovereigns, countless forces in the devil world also sent their people to the event in an attempt to recruit outstanding devil cultivators. The purpose of this grand meeting was to find devil cultivators whose devil bloodline was at the remnant grade and above. The cultivation system of the ancient devil race had already declined a long time ago. Unlike the demon race, they did not have a strict clan system. Bloodlines were the hardest to maintain. However, in the long river of time, there would occasionally be a few outstanding individuals who accidentally awakened the remnant grade or even the true grade of the ancient devil bloodline. The ancient devil bloodline was the same as the demon bloodline. It was divided into 5 grades: human devil with mortal blood, profound devil with remnant blood, true devil with true blood, king devil with king blood and ancestral devil with ancestral blood. Strictly speaking, the bloodline of all devil cultivators who practiced devil cultivation techniques could be classified as a human devil. They were all of ordinary bloodline. Once some outstanding devil cultivators awakened the remnant grade devil bloodline in this grand meeting, they would be recruited by the major forces. If someone awakened the true grade devil bloodline, they would be taken in as a disciple by the 9 great devil sovereigns and be taught the ultimate techniques of their lifetime. This was because the 9 great devil sovereigns were all true grade devil cultivators. Moksha Sovereign's devil bloodline had the highest potential. He was the devil cultivator whose bloodline was closest to the royal bloodline in the lower world. Because of this, he was favored by many great devils in the upper world. In the demon race, the true grade might not be that rare. However, in the devil race which had lost their bloodline, every possessor of the true grade bloodline would become a famous figure in the future. In the devil world and the lower world, there would only be 1 remnant grade devil cultivator among 1,000,000 devil cultivators. And only 1 among 1,000,000 remnant grade devil cultivators would be lucky enough to advance to the true grade. In the upper world of the devil world, the 9 great ancient devil abyss, true grade devil cultivators were as rare as phoenix feathers and unicorn horns. As for devil cultivators with royal bloodline, they would definitely become world-shaking devils after tens of thousands of years of arduous cultivation. To the devil world and the lower world, royal bloodline was an unattainable dream. To the 9 devil sovereigns, it was a great fortune to recruit a true great disciple. Hence, it was worth it to nurture them with all their might. To recruit a remnant grade devil cultivator was also a wonderful thing, as it could provide fresh blood for the various sovereigns. The blood codex is held once every 100 years. I wonder how many true grade devil cultivators will appear in this blood codex. I'm really looking forward to it. A devil sovereign with a ghostly aura said with an evil smile. He was the organizer of the blood codex, Ghost Sovereign. How many? Ghost Sovereign really likes to joke. The devil world and the lower world is not the devil abyss in the upper world. We don't have such a deep foundation. It's already very rare to have one true grade cultivator in 100 years. Another devil sovereign in blood armor shook his head disapprovingly. He was one of the 9 sovereigns, blood sovereign. Moksha sovereign kept his eyes closed and didn't say a word. The injuries he suffered in the past had already healed. With the help of the Nirvana devil veins, his cultivation base had improved a lot. He wasn't the strongest among the 9 sovereigns, but he was the one with the highest potential. He had his own pride. The young man who disobeyed him in 7 Apricot City in the past had already been forgotten by him. He felt that it was not worth mentioning. The only thing that was still fresh in his memory was that day when the young man was holding a sword sheath. It was just a trace of ancient sword chi, but it could actually injure him. That sword chi had a great origin. After Moksha Sovereign's investigation, he found out that it was the sword chi left behind by the sword ancestor of the sword world. The sword ancestor was a heaven-shaking figure. The power of the ancient sword chi he left behind was equivalent to a strike from Moksha Sovereign. When it fell into Ning Fan's hands, it displayed heaven-defying power. Moksha Sovereign found it hard to imagine why a harmonious spirit realm young man like Ning Fan would have such a precious protective sword chi. Who gave that sword chi to Ning Fan? It can't be given by the old devil. The old devil's storage pouch had long been lost in the upper world. He didn't bring any treasures from the upper world. Could it be given by the sword world? However, even the 3 sovereigns of the sword world would certainly regard this sword chi as a supreme treasure. It was impossible for them to give it away. This question had troubled Moksha Sovereign for countless years. The reason why he did not kill the old devil and Ning Fan on the spot was not only because he was ordered by the White Devil sect to let the old devil live, but also because he was afraid of the mastermind behind the sword sheath. Even in his dreams, Moksha Sovereign would never imagine that the sword sheath was given to Ning Fan by the little demoness of the Godly Void Pavilion on purpose. With the background of her Godly Void Pavilion, it was not too difficult for her to obtain such precious sword chi. Neither Moksha Sovereign or Ning Fan knew that the little demoness had good intentions behind the sword sheath. She had already predicted that Moksha Sovereign would come after Ning Fan concocted the pill and the old devil recovered from his injuries. Thus, she used a trace of ancient sword chi and borrowed Ning Fan's hand to intimidate Moksha Sovereign. Moksha Sovereign had already forgotten what happened in the past. The current him only wanted to break through to the 6th heavenly layer of the void fragmentation realm as soon as possible. He did not care about anything else, including this so-called blood ceremony. At the venue of the blood ceremony, there were 9 gigantic devil statues that were worshipped by countless devil cultivators. They were the statues of the 9 great devil ancestors that were passed down from generation to generation. They were used to awaken the ancient devil bloodline for devil cultivators. At a certain moment, the 9 devil statues suddenly shook slightly and temporarily lost the ability to awaken the devil bloodline. As for the vast sky above the extreme ghost country, the sky suddenly cracked and a thick black liquid flowed out from it. It looked like black blood. All of a sudden, countless devil cultivators were shocked. The entire blood ceremony was forced to stop. Countless gold core realm and nascent soul realm cultivators looked at the sky in confusion. Countless divine transformation realm and void refinement realm old monsters raised their heads to look at the sky, vaguely guessing what was happening. However, they were so shocked that they could not speak a word. The 9 great devil sovereigns suddenly stood up. Even Moksha sovereign widened his eyes and looked at the strange phenomenon in the sky with disbelief. The blue sky is dyed with devil blood. Moksha sovereign could not help but be shocked. The phenomenon of the blue sky being dyed with devil blood rarely appeared. In the history of the devil race, every time such a phenomenon appeared, it must mean that something major had happened. When the phenomenon of the blue sky being dyed with devil blood appeared in front of the ancestral statues of the 9 great devil ancestors in the lower world, it had another meaning. This meaning was only known to the 9 sovereigns. In the 9 worlds of the lower world, there was a devil race with royal bloodline who was about to awaken their bloodline. Impossible. A mere lower world actually gave birth to a royal devil with royal bloodline. How is this possible? Blood Sovereign was shocked. Who is it? I must find this person and take him as my disciple. Ghost Sovereign was extremely excited. Everyone was guessing where and what kind of person was about to awaken the royal bloodline, whether he would succeed or fail. At this moment, in the strange phenomenon of the blue sky being dyed with devil blood, a huge shadow of a white-robed young man suddenly appeared. Only the back of the young man could be seen. His face could not be seen clearly. This figure made countless devil cultivators feel regretful. They could not figure out who this person was. However, this figure gave Moksha Sovereign an extremely strange sense of familiarity, as if he had seen it somewhere before. Moksha Sovereign felt a trace of uneasiness in his heart. He had cultivated the devil path for countless years and rarely had such a feeling of palpitation. He did not have the intention to find this person and take him as his disciple. In his heart, there was only a growing sense of uneasiness. This person. Who is he? I must have seen him somewhere before. Inadvertently, Moksha Sovereign's mind suddenly recalled a small matter. It was when he was punishing some ants in 7 Apricot City. Among those ants, there seemed to be a young man whose back was very similar to this white-robed young man. No, it can't be him. I won't even remember the name of that kind of ant, Moksha Sovereign sneered disdainfully. He sat back on his seat and closed his eyes to rest. That ant was just a harmonious spirit realm cultivator. If it wasn't for the ancient sword chi, Moksha Sovereign would not even bother to keep a trace of his memory. Those below the void fragmentation realm are all ants. That harmonious spirit junior will never be able to touch the corner of my clothes in his lifetime. He is not worth mentioning. Moreover, the appearance of this strange phenomenon only means that there might be a royal devil with royal bloodline in the 9 worlds. It doesn't mean that he will succeed. How rare are royal devils? How could they be born in the 9 worlds of the lower world? While Moksha Sovereign was talking to himself, the strange phenomenon of the blue sky being dyed with devil blood became more and more intense. It indicated that the devil cultivator who was breaking through to the royal bloodline was not far from success. Moksha Sovereign's eyes turned gloomy. He was the emperor with the number 1 bloodline in the lower world. If there was a devil cultivator who broke through to the royal bloodline in the lower world, didn't it mean that the person's bloodline had surpassed his? This person will never succeed. Moksha Sovereign's face turned ashen. He would not allow his position as the number 1 bloodline to be shaken. Boom! Under the blue sky, the strange phenomenon suddenly became more intense. All the black blood that came out from the blue sky converged into the white-robed shadow, causing the aura force of the white-robed young man to increase greatly. His devil aura was shocking. Countless devil cultivators felt a trace of deterrence from their bloodline from the shadow. Even the 9 emperors of the devil world felt that their bloodline was inferior. A ray of black light rushed out from the shadow of the white-robed young man. In an instant, the entire devil world was shaken. Above the sky, the sound of ancient devil scriptures chanting resounded. Countless devil cultivators exclaimed at this moment. Royal bloodline. This person has succeeded in breaking through to the royal bloodline. Asterisk bang. Asterisk Moksha sovereign suddenly smashed the jade table and stood up in disbelief. A trace of unwillingness rose in his heart. There was actually someone in the lower world with a devil bloodline that surpassed his. How could this be possible? How could this be possible? This person is definitely not a devil cultivator in the lower world. He must be a devil from the upper world who came to the lower world to awaken his bloodline. Yes, it must be so. I will never believe that there is someone in the lower world with a devil bloodline that is above me. Ning Fan did not know how unwilling Moksha Sovereign was after the unusual phenomenon he caused spread to the devil world. At this moment, he was gradually refining the fourth trace of devil chi. His entire body was enveloped in golden light. He could attempt to break through to the golden body refining realm at any time. The devil marks on his back had completely advanced to the martial rank. It had 4 patterns which were giant devil, 6 wings, mist horn and ghost eye. Martial rank devil marks, Mo Luo devil marks. At the moment when his devil marks advanced to the martial rank, Ning Fan felt his bloodline burning. His devil bloodline had advanced to the 4th grade, King Devil bloodline. He did not know what kind of uproar he had caused when he attained the King Devil bloodline and became a King Devil bloodline. Ning Fan's mind was fully focused on breaking through to the golden body refining realm. He understood that Mo Luo devil marks alone were not enough. At the end of the day, devil marks and the art of engraving devil marks were just to imitate the ancient devil ancestral talismans. Nowadays, even if there were some devil cultivators who possessed remnant or true blood, none of them could be called ancient devils because they did not have devil talismans. As for ancestral talismans, they were the peak devil talismans that stood above all other devil talismans. Before I break through to the golden body refining realm, I must use the ancestral talisman blood refinement technique to cultivate Mo Luo devil marks into Mo Luo ancestral talisman. I will use the power of the ancestral talisman to refine Mo Luo's blood and use countless pills and heavenly ingredients and earthly treasures to build up my great Tao to the golden body refining realm. Moreover, this time, not only do I want to break through to the golden body refining realm, but I also want to use the power of the ancestral talisman to step onto the path of ancient devil cultivation and become an ancient devil. Since I, Ning Fan, am going to cultivate the devil path, I will become the strongest devil under the heavens. Before me, no devils can exist. After me, no devils can be born. If I want devils to be destroyed, the heavens must not exist. If I want devils to be born, the heavens must not exist. Refine. Ning Fan's hand seals suddenly changed. His mouth kept chanting the devil scripture on the 4 devil slates. All of a sudden, the 4 symbols devil marks on his back seemed to have come alive. They began to wriggle on Ning Fan's body. A round hole had already appeared on Ning Fan's chest. The wound was horrifying but no blood flowed out from it. That hole became bigger and bigger as if it was going to tear Ning Fan apart completely. An extremely thirsty and bloodthirsty feeling flowed out from Ning Fan's body, making his eyes turn blood red. Blood. I am an ancient devil. Only blood can fill up the hole in my physical body and retrieve the lost glory of the devil race. I want blood. Give me blood. Ning Fan's eyes turned blood red. The moment he uttered those words, the strange phenomenon of devil blood dyeing the blue sky became unprecedentedly intense. Countless amounts of black blood emerged from the sky and turned into devil chi, flowing into Ning Fan's body. It looked extremely strange. At the center of Ning Fan's right palm, a strange dark golden talisman formed a gigantic vortex. As it condensed bit by bit, it gave off energy waves that became stronger and stronger, the ancestral devil talisman. Chapter 479. The demonic blood dyed the blue sky, tearing apart the heavens and plundering the blood of the heavens. The black blood turned into black qi and seeped into Ning Fan's body. The golden black devil talisman in his palm emitted rays of dazzling black light. The palm-sized devil talisman had black shadows of devil mountains dancing on it. The diagram of the devil talisman finally condensed into an ancient talisman with the diagram of a devil mountain, emitting an ancient aura. One of the 9 great ancestral symbols, the Mara ancestral symbol. With a thought, the ancestral talisman seeped into Ning Fan's skin and went into his body. With a thought, he summoned the ancestral talisman again. The chanting of the devil scripture gradually stopped in Ning Fan's ears. His eyes were blank as he stared at the devil talisman which was still warm on his palm. Some incomplete memories gradually appeared in his sea of consciousness. They were the memories that he obtained from the heavenly blood. The 9 great demon ancestors possessed 9 great ancestral talismans, and they controlled the power of the 9 luminaries in the world. The Mo Luo ancestral talisman that he condensed was the Mo Luo ancestral talisman. It controlled the power of earth. The power of earth was known for its heaven-defying defense. If one used the Mo Luo ancestral talisman to refine demonic blood and cultivate demonic arts, the growth of one's physical defense would far surpass that of a body cultivator of the same level. This ancestral talisman was Ning Fan's natal devil talisman. To the ancient demons, the devil sign was a prerequisite to cultivating the ancient demon body technique. The physical divine powers of the ancient demons were far more powerful than the physical divine powers of the current era. They were called devil martial arts. The execution of the devil martial body technique did not consume magic power, but the ancient devil bloodline essence qi. A truly powerful ancient devil could suppress mountains and rivers with just a wisp of his essence energy. Using essence qi to display the devil martial body technique, the power was terrifying. Ordinary demons couldn't cultivate essence qi. Only ancient demons with devil talismans could refine the medicinal power of natural treasures into essence qi and store it in their bodies. The divine race cultivated magical power, and cultivated the world outside their bodies. The devil race cultivated their bodies, cultivating the world inside their bodies. Ning Fan took out a 4th revolution body sculpting pill. After consuming it, he activated his ancestral talisman to refine its medicinal power. All of the medicinal power turned into a trace of essence qi that resembled a black bloodline and flowed into his physical body. His body, which was not weak to begin with, became even stronger after absorbing a wisp of essence qi. The total energy of a single wisp of essence qi was equivalent to a cultivator's magic power for 60 years. After extracting a trace of essence qi, Ning Fan could be said to have officially stepped onto the great Tao of ancient devil cultivation. 1 unit of essence qi instantly raised his ancient devil realm to the 4th level of blood refinement realm, which was equivalent to the harmonious spirit realm and the 4th level of silver light body refinement realm. Of course, the 4th level blood refining realm was definitely stronger than the 4th level silver light realm. Ning Fan did not continue to increase his cultivation base. Instead, he wore a thoughtful expression. He was about to break through to the golden body refinement realm. The golden body refinement realm corresponded to the ancient devil's reckless devil realm. However, the reckless devil realm was much more powerful than the golden body refinement realm of the same level. In ancient times, the combat strength of a brute devil far exceeded that of a golden body cultivator. A gold body refinement realm cultivator could already put up a fight against a void refinement realm cultivator of the same level. Moreover, the strength of a reckless devil realm cultivator was definitely much higher than that of a void refinement realm cultivator of the same level. During the era of the ancient devils, countless reckless devils relied on the strength of their physical bodies to kill void refinement realm experts as if they were slaughtering dogs. Ning Fan pondered for a moment. Breaking through to the golden body refining realm was definitely not as powerful as breaking through to the reckless devil realm. However, he still needed to break through to the golden body refining realm. After attaining the golden body refining realm, he would borrow the power of the ancestral talisman to transform all the power of the golden body refining realm into essence chi. Then, he would transform into an ancient devil at the same level as him. With that, his combat power would certainly increase tremendously. Before becoming a reckless devil, the first step was to break through to the golden body realm. In order to attain the golden body realm today, I have made a lot of preparations. Today, I must attain the golden body realm. First of all, I need to consume pills that can increase my success rate. After keeping the ancestral talisman into his body, Ning Fan patted his storage pouch and took out many pills. There were revered devil pills, devil rearing pills and golden body 6 revolutions pills. All of them were pills that could increase the success rate of attaining the golden body realm. After consuming the pills one by one, as their medicinal power spread, Ning Fan's body was covered in golden light once again. 100 golden orifices slowly emerged in his body to absorb the power of the golden light. The emergence of 100 golden orifices meant that Ning Fan had completed the first step of attaining the golden body realm. The second step was to consume enough heavenly ingredients and earthly treasures to accumulate enough energy to fill all of his golden orifices. Then, he could attain the golden body realm in one go. Ning Fan took out a jade bottle which contained a drop of sovereign beast core blood. That drop of blood was obtained from Shirkuan. It contained all the power of a sovereign beast's demon core. He crushed the jade bottle and consumed the sovereign beast core blood. A wave of ferocious desolate chi spread out from his body like a ferocious beast. The massive power of the sovereign beast core blood made Ning Fan's physical body expand. Refine. Traces of the sovereign beast core blood's power were refined into the golden orifices in his body. Eventually, all of them were filled. The golden light around Ning Fan's body became denser and denser. He could attain the golden body realm at any time. However, this was still not enough. For traces of devil chi, refine. For traces of power came out from the devil marks and went into his golden orifices. One by one, golden orifices began to form in Ning Fan's body. As the number of golden orifices increased, Ning Fan's physical body became stronger and stronger. The number of golden orifices in his body had reached 300. He had already broken through the standard of the second level of the golden body realm. At this moment, Ning Fan suddenly opened his eyes. The bottleneck of the golden body realm that he had been suppressing for a long time was forcefully broken through at this moment. His entire body was covered in golden light, making him look like a golden man. His chi rose steadily and he broke through the first level of the golden body realm. Then, he broke through again and attained the second level of the golden body realm. The second level of the golden body realm allowed him to fight against a void inquiry stage expert with his physical body. After attaining the second level of the golden body realm, Ning Fan did not have the intention to relax at all. Instead, his expression became unprecedentedly solemn. This time, he was not prepared to break through to the golden body realm. He wanted to transform the power of the golden body realm into the essence chi of an ancient devil. Ancestral talisman, appear. Ning Fan changed his hand seal and countless strange devil runes immediately appeared on his pure golden body. Traces of golden light were transformed into black blood threads by the devil runes. They carried a dark golden luster and went into Ning Fan's body. In the blink of an eye, the golden power within the golden aperture was completely transformed into dark golden flesh power. The number of essence chi in Ning Fan's body was increasing at a slow speed. 1 armor, 2 armor. 5 armor. After the time it takes for an incense stick to burn, Ning Fan had transformed 5 units of essence chi and broke through to the 7th level of the blood refinement realm, which was comparable to the gold core realm. 10 units, 20 units. 50 units. After 4 hours, Ning Fan had transformed 50 units of essence chi and broke through to the bone talisman realm, which was comparable to the nascent soul realm. 100 units, 500 units. 10,000 units. After 1 month, Ning Fan had transformed 10,000 units of essence qi and broke through to the Jade Blood realm, which was comparable to the Divine Transformation realm. 50,000 units, 100,000 units, 1,000,000 units. 4,000,000 units. 10 years had passed and Ning Fan had transformed 4,000,000 units of essence qi. All of the essence qi accumulated in his body was equivalent to the total power of the second level of the Golden Body realm. During the process of transforming his essence qi, Ning Fan sat like a statue for 10 years. His body was covered with dust. His essence qi was clearly enough to break through to the mid-reckless devil realm. However, he still lacked a chance to break through to that legendary realm. His mind entered a vast and boundless void. In that void, there was a gigantic devil mountain. At the foot of the mountain was a wild wasteland continent that floated in the void. At the foot of the devil mountain, there was an ancient and dilapidated monument. 3 damaged ancient words were carved on it using Gu Tuo runes, Devil Conferral Summit. On the devil mountain, there was a flight of bluestone stairs that led straight to the peak of the devil clouds. This place was the Devil Conferral Summit. It was the place where the ancient devils were sealed. Only the ancient devils who possessed the devil talisman could reach this place with a trace of their consciousness when they are breaking through to the reckless devil realm and complete the test here. The existence of this Devil Conferral Summit was like a sea of clouds. The Sea of Clouds was the place where cultivators could carve their names at the Divine Transformation realm. As for the Devil Conferral Summit, it was the lost broken world where the reckless devil realm was conferred. I didn't expect that when I break through to the reckless devil realm, a trace of my consciousness would actually arrive at the legendary sacred ground of the ancient devils, the Devil Conferral Summit. Ning Fan remained silent for a while. He had read similar information from the devil scripture on the slate. When an ancient devil breaks through to the reckless devil realm, they must go to the Devil Conferral Summit to take the test. If they perform well in the test, they could even be rewarded by the Devil Conferral Summit. Some ancient devils obtained devil weapons on the Devil Conferral Summit. Some obtained devil cultivation techniques and devil martial arts while some obtained devil pills and devil medicines. The Devil Conferral Summit was the place where the ancient devils were tested. It was also the place that was bestowed to them. No one knew who left it here. Ning Fan stood at the foot of the Devil Mountain. After a long time, he finally took his first step towards the mountain. As soon as he took his first step, 12 dark golden ancient devils suddenly descended from the sky, blocking his path. Halt your steps. If you want to go to the Devil Conferral Summit, you must first pass the 3 stages of Devil Conferral. This is the first stage of the test. Each of the 12 dark golden giants had an early reckless devil realm devil body cultivation base. They were not living beings. Instead, they were phantoms that were formed by magic techniques. It was unknown how long they had existed in this place. What is the test? Ning Fan raised his head, ignoring the powerful aura force of the 12 giants. Show us your devil blood. Devils whose bloodline is lower than the true devil bloodline, get lost from the Devil Conferral Summit. Each of the 12 giants was an ancient devil with true bloodline. The devil might of 12 traces of true bloodline was comparable to the combined bloodline aura force of 12 moksha sovereigns. It was enough to kill any divine transformation realm cultivator. Facing such a powerful bloodline devil might, even one of the 9 sovereigns of the devil world would not be able to withstand it. Ning Fan's eyes were cold. He was not afraid of the bloodline aura force of the 12 giants at all. He took a step forward. The aura force of a king devil with royal bloodline soared into the sky, causing the 12 giants to spurt out blood and fall back. They stared at Ning Fan in disbelief. It's actually a king devil with royal bloodline. Destroy. Ning Fan fully unleashed his devil might. The illusory devil might turned into 12 gigantic fists and landed on the chests of the giants which were equally illusory. At the next moment, all 12 giants turned into pieces and dissipated. Ning Fan had passed the first stage of the Devil Conferral Summit. At the moment when Ning Fan passed the first stage, a ray of black light shot out from the Devil Mountain. It turned into an ancient black sandalwood box and landed on Ning Fan's palm. This black sandalwood box was Ning Fan's reward for passing the first stage of the Devil Conferral Summit. It was a reward from the Devil Mountain on the Devil Conferral Summit. Ning Fan opened the wooden box. Inside it was a piece of black crystal which was filled with dense devil chi. There was a magic technique inherited in the crystal. When Ning Fan touched the crystal with his finger, it immediately shattered. Then, an ancient voice resounded in Ning Fan's sea of consciousness, transmitting countless information to him. Ning Fan's expression changed. In an instant, he had learned a secret technique of the ancient devil race with the reward of the first stage. The ancient devil Tao, void teleportation. It's different from the divine race. The ancient devil race uses essence chi to teleport and not magic power. However, their speed is definitely not inferior to the divine race. He activated his essence chi and countless black strands of smoke coiled around his body. With a chi sound, he turned into smoke and disappeared. The smoke strands flew all the way to the peak of the Devil Mountain at an unbelievable speed. When they had flown to 1/3 of the mountain's height, a gigantic black palace appeared on the mountainside in front of them. Outside the palace, there were only 8 ancient devil giants who were guarding it. All of them were at the early reckless devil realm. However, the chi of each of these 8 giants was much stronger than the giants at the foot of the mountain. Outside the black palace, there was a devil stele with the words Devil Talisman Palace written on it. When the 8 giants saw Ning Fan ascending the Devil Conferral Summit, all of them shouted with thunderous voices. Stop right there. In order to ascend the Devil Conferral Summit, you need to pass the 3 stages of the Devil Conferral Summit. This is the second stage of the test. How do we test it? With your Devil Talisman, devour the remnant talismans in the Devil Talisman Palace. After devouring 8 remnant talismans, you can pass the second stage. Who just as the 8 giants' voices fell, devil winds suddenly blew in the surroundings. Ning Fan raised his palm and a black golden devil talisman emitted a vast devil might, stirring up the wind and clouds. As soon as the 8 giants saw Ning Fan's devil talisman, their expressions changed drastically. A ancestral talisman. It's actually the Mo Luo ancestral talisman. Chapter 480. When the 8 giants saw Ning Fan holding the ancestral talisman, their eyes were filled with reverence. All of a sudden, they made way for him. As the guards of the Demon Conferral Peak, they had always been arrogant. However, they did not dare to show any disrespect towards an ancestral symbol wielder. Please enter the palace to take the second test. Yes. Ning Fan nodded his head indifferently. He pushed open the gates of the Devil Talisman Palace and walked into the palace. The palace was vast and boundless. It was pitch black, and there was a faint smell of blood in the air. The moment Ning Fan entered the palace, the doors of the palace suddenly closed on their own. Countless dark red lights lit up in all directions. This was a huge copper palace made of black copper. Countless red copper palace lanterns stood on both sides of the copper palace. The lanterns were burning with lipid like lamp oil, and the smell of blood was coming from the lamp oil. Inside the copper palace, there were a total of 108 high platforms with 108 thrones. On every throne, there was a statue of a giant that was more than 15,000 zhang tall. They wore black armor, and their chests were inlaid with damaged devil symbols. Each and every one of them was damaged beyond repair, yet they still contained a vast amount of essence chi. Ning Fan roughly estimated that if he devours a broken talisman, he would be able to increase his essence chi by at least 10,000 units. Ning Fan could see that as long as he revealed his intention to seize the remnant talisman, those giant stone statues sitting on the thrones would come to life and attack him. Each of the giants here was at least at the early stage reckless devil realm. The second stage of the demon sealing stage required him to devour at least 8 remnant talismans, which meant that he had to kill at least 8 giants, which would increase his essence energy by at least 80,000 units. If he swallowed all 108 incomplete talismans, then he would be able to increase his vital essence by 1.08 million units, which was equivalent to the total vital essence of an early-stage reckless devil. The second test is both a test and a fortuitous opportunity. The Devil Conferral Summit was the sacred ground for rewarding and testing newly advanced reckless devils. If you want to obtain the highest devil bestowment, then you must bring out your strongest strength. Ning Fan took a step forward and his body shone with millions of rays of dark golden light. The power of his golden body had yet to completely transform into the power of the reckless devil, but he still retained his physical body of the second level of the golden body realm. Why would he be afraid of a group of early reckless devils? He walked straight to one of the thrones, intending to snatch the remnant talisman. Sensing Ning Fan's approach, countless stone chips peeled off from the giant statue's body. It suddenly stood up and emitted a heaven-shaking aura force. The giant took a step forward, and the entire copper palace began to shake. He waved his huge demonic palm, and the essence energy in his huge body soared into the sky, turning into layers of demonic clouds that covered the sky. His palm slammed down on Ning Fan's head. The 10,000 zhang palm imprint pressed down, shattering the surrounding space. Its destructive power was far stronger than the full-force attack of an ordinary void glimpse stage cultivator. Ancient Devil Dao, Execution Devil Palm, First Seal. This was a type of devil martial body technique that was displayed by the giant. Even though it only had the first layer of palm imprint, its power was much stronger than a low-grade mortal void body technique. Ning Fan activated his right devil eye and observed all the essence chi flowing within the giant's body. Imitating the movements of a giant, Zhang Xian thrust his palm toward the sky as well. He had secretly learned the giant body art. Ancient Devil Dao, Execution Devil Palm, First Seal. Boom! The two devil palm imprints collided with each other. The giant's palm imprint crumbled, but Ning Fan's palm imprint did not lose its momentum at all. All of a sudden, it pressed down on the giant's body, smashing it into countless stone fragments. After all, the giant was just an early reckless devil realm expert, while Ning Fan was a body cultivator at the second level of the golden body refining realm. An early reckless devil realm giant was definitely not a match for him. Chi. After Ning Fan killed the first giant, the remnant talisman embedded in the giant's body floated in front of him. Ning Fan raised his palm and activated the ancestral talisman in his palm. After devouring the remnant talisman, the essence chi in his body instantly increased by 10,000 units. Next, it's the second giant. Ning Fan took a step towards the second throne. However, this time, two giants stood up from the thrones at the same time and attacked Ning Fan at the same time. Ancient Devil Dao, Execution Devil Palm, Second Seal. Ancient Devil Dao, Execution Devil Palm, Third Seal. Two gigantic palm imprints were sent out by the giants and they pressed down on Ning Fan. The devil stars in Ning Fan's right eye flashed continuously. He thrust out both of his palms at the same time, secretly learning the palm imprints of the two giants. Ancient Devil Dao, Execution Devil Palm, Second Seal and Third Seal. Boom Boom. Ning Fan was a dignified body refinement expert at the second level of the golden body refining realm. Why would he be afraid of two early reckless devil realm experts? His palm imprints directly shattered the two giants' palms. Moreover, the remaining force did not diminish and shattered the two giants into pieces. The two remnant talismans flew out and were devoured by Ning Fan. Another 20,000 units of essence chi were added to his body. Ning Fan did not continue to challenge the giants. Instead, he stared at the fourth throne in silence. In the first challenge, there was only one giant who came out to challenge him. The second challenge was against two giants. If Ning Fan's prediction was correct, there would be more giants who would come out to challenge him in the third challenge. Moreover, there would be more giants each time. Moreover, Ning Fan had a hunch that every reckless devil stone statue in this place was proficient in different palm imprints. If there were only one or two early reckless devil stone statues, Ning Fan would not be afraid. However, if a group of giants swarmed him at the same time, he would not underestimate them. Lightning armor, appear. With the protection of the primordial lightning armor, Ning Fan's defensive power increased tremendously. He circulated his lightning art to repair the slight damage on his lightning armor. With a complete set of lightning armor, he was like a golden god. It was enough to deal with all the changes in this place. He took a step towards the fourth throne. As he expected, this time, 4 giants stood up at the same time. Ancient Devil Dao, Execution Devil Palm, 4th Seal. 5th Seal. 6th Seal. 7th Seal. 4 giants and 4 palm imprints attacked Ning Fan at the same time. Each of the palm imprints was powerful enough to severely injure a void glimpse stage expert. Even a void inquiry stage expert would be injured by the joint attack of 4 palm imprints. Ning Fan's eyes flashed. As expected, he was right. There would be more and more giants and the palm imprints of each of them would be different. Ning Fan did not take even half a step back. The devil star in his right eye flashed intensely and he learned the 4 palm imprints. He struck out both of his palms at the same time and delivered the 4th and 5th palm imprints to 2 of the giants, killing them. With the powerful defense of his lightning armor, he forcefully withstood the attacks of the other 2 giants. Boom! Amidst the smoke and dust, Ning Fan's golden armor remained undamaged. The joint attack of 2 palm imprints could not break the defense of his lightning armor. He raised his palms again and delivered the 6th and 7th palm imprints, killing the remaining 2 giants. He raised his hand and activated the power of the ancestral talismans, devouring the remnant talismans of the 4 giants. His essence chi increased by 40,000 units. His eyes scanned across the 8th throne and he vaguely guessed the pattern of the increase in the number of giants who would fight him. There would be 1 person challenging him once, 2 people challenging him twice, 4 people challenging him thrice and 8 people challenging him 4 times. I can still fight against 8 early reckless devil realm experts. Ning Fan turned into smoke with a single step and approached the 8th throne. What he used was the void teleportation technique. Stone chips fell from the 8 stone statues. The 8 giants suddenly stood up and attacked Ning Fan with their palm imprints. Ancient Devil Dao, Execution Devil Palm, 8th palm imprint. 9th palm imprint. 10th palm imprint. 15th palm imprint. There were so many palm imprints. Even Ning Fan's Mo Luo I could not learn all of them at once. Even though he had the lightning armor, he was unwilling to take on 8 palm imprints at the same time. The combined attack of these 8 palm imprints was not any weaker than King Yinglong's attack. Even if they could not break his lightning armor, they would at least cause some cracks on it. 8 black burning wings, appear. 8 massive black fire wings suddenly appeared on Ning Fan's back. Originally, the speed of the 8 black burning wings was already comparable to a void inquiry stage expert. After Ning Fan mastered the void teleportation technique and integrated it into the black wings, his speed had surpassed the void inquiry stage and reached the void pierce stage. A faint fiery light flashed and Ning Fan had already disappeared into the distance. He avoided 7 of the palm imprints and only got hit by 1 of them. His lightning armor easily neutralized the power of the palm imprint. During this confrontation, Ning Fan had learned another 4 types of palm imprints. His eyes flashed with killing intent. He dashed towards the 8th giant at an unimaginable speed and directly pressed his palm on the giant's head. As soon as he exerted his palm force, the powerful giant who had an early reckless devil realm cultivation base was directly shattered into pieces. Countless hollow space was shattered by the residual force of his palm force. The remaining 7 giants continued to launch attacks at Ning Fan with empty eyes. This time, Ning Fan activated his devil eye and learned the remaining 4 types of palm imprints one by one. He could already tell that the execution devil palm was divided into countless palm imprints. Each of the palm imprints could be overlapped and fused together. The destructive power of a single palm imprint was equivalent to a low-grade mortal void body technique. If 15 palm imprints are fused together, its destructive power would be equivalent to a mid-grade mortal void body technique, which was much stronger than King Yinglong's moon-tearing dragon technique. Traces of enlightenment rose in Ning Fan's mind. He suddenly sent out a palm strike. The light of 15 layers of palm imprints rose above his palm. His essence chi rapidly flowed into his palm. Ancient Devil Dao, Execution Devil Palm. The destructive power of Ning Fan's palm strike was far beyond the palm imprints of ordinary giants. It was a combination of 15 layers of palm imprints. This palm strike was comparable to a mid-grade mortal void body technique. When it was displayed by Ning Fan, even ordinary void inquiry stage old monsters would not be able to withstand it. This palm strike was the first time that it triggered a strange phenomenon in heaven and earth. When Ning Fan sent out his palm imprints, the shadows of countless ancient devils appeared behind him. All of them kowtowed to Ning Fan at the same time. Countless devil roars shook heaven and earth. Boom! The joint attack of the 7 giants was shattered by Ning Fan's palm strike. Countless hollow space was forcefully shattered. After the residual force of the palm strike broke the joint attack of the 7 giants, it continued to press down on the remaining 7 giants. 3 of them died under his palm strike while 4 of them were severely injured. Ning Fan did not show any mercy. He sent out another palm strike and instantly killed 4 giants. However, half of the essence chi in his body had been consumed. After devouring the remnant talismans of the 8 giants, Ning Fan looked inside his body and took a deep breath. This execution devil palm was truly an extremely domineering devil martial technique. Not only was it powerful, but it also consumed a large amount of essence chi. This was just the combination of 15 palm imprints and it already consumed so much power. If I learn all of the palm imprints and combine them into one, what grade would this palm strike reach? It would probably exhaust all of my essence chi, wouldn't it? Ning Fan did not go to challenge the 16th throne. Instead, he sat cross-legged in the Copper Palace, consumed a devil pill and adjusted his essence chi. In the second stage of the devil sealing test, one would only need to obtain 8 remnant talismans to pass the test. Ning Fan had already obtained 15 remnant talismans. If he leaves the Devil Talisman Palace now, he would immediately pass the test. However, he did not plan to leave just like that. Instead, he tried to obtain more opportunities. Each remnant talisman was equivalent to 10,000 units of essence chi. Every time he killed a giant, he would be able to learn one more type of palm imprint. Ning Fan tried to kill all of the giants and obtain all the remnant talismans in order to learn the complete execution devil palm. If he succeeds in learning this devil palm, it would be the first devil martial technique that he learns. It would be even more powerful than the moon-tearing dragon technique. 3 days later, Ning Fan's essence chi recovered to its peak state. He suddenly rose to his feet and walked towards the 16th throne to face the 16 giants. Another 3 days passed. Ning Fan went through a fierce battle and adjusted his breathing again. Then, he walked towards the 32nd throne to face the 32nd giants. 5 days later, Ning Fan walked towards the 64th throne to face the last 45 giants. No one knew what kind of bloody battle Ning Fan had gone through. Another 4 days passed. Half a month had passed since Ning Fan entered the Devil Talisman Palace. Inside the Devil Talisman Palace, there were only 108 empty thrones and stone fragments scattered all over the ground. Ning Fan's face was pale. There were countless wounds on his body. Even his lightning armor had been shattered. Even though he had used all of his techniques, it was inevitable for him to sustain heavy injuries when fighting against so many giants. He used the heaven-deceiving cloak to conceal himself and the Black Star technique to heal his wounds. Time after time, he went invisible and launched sneak attacks, gradually killing all of the giants. Each of the giants only knew one type of palm imprint. They did not know how to see through the concealment technique. After Ning Fan went invisible, all of the giants returned to their thrones, giving Ning Fan a chance to recuperate. Only then did he manage to eliminate all of them. Currently, Ning Fan's body contained the power of 108 remnant talismans. The total amount of essence qi in his body had exceeded 5 million units. The standard for the early Void Refinement Realm magic power and the standard for the early Reckless Devil Realm magic power were both 1 million units. The standard for the mid-Void Refinement Realm and the mid-Reckless Devil Realm magic power were 3 million units. The standard for the late Reckless Devil Realm magic power was 10 million units while the standard for the peak Reckless Devil Realm magic power was 20 million units. 5 million units of essence qi was equivalent to half of the late Reckless Devil Realm magic power. Ning Fan had only slaughtered in the Devil Talisman Palace for half a month and his essence qi had increased by 1 million units. It was definitely a great harvest. One should know that even the blood wine that Ning Fan brewed with great effort could only increase his magic power by a few 100,000 units. The Devil Conferral Summit was indeed the holy land of ancient devils. In this place, as long as you perform well in the test, you would be able to obtain heaven-defying rewards. Other than the improvement of his ancient devil cultivation base, Ning Fan had also learned the complete execution palm imprint after killing the 108 giants. There were a total of 108 palm imprints. When all the palm imprints were superimposed, their destructive power was comparable to a high-grade mortal void devil martial technique. Moreover, since this body technique was a devil martial technique, its destructive power was naturally much stronger than body techniques. Moreover, it was not just a little bit stronger. An ordinary high-grade mortal void body technique was certainly not as powerful as a devil martial technique of the same level. Execution Devil Palm. This technique is extremely powerful. It's enough to instantly kill King Ying Long. However, with my essence qi which is over 5 million units, I can only use this palm technique once and all of my essence qi will be exhausted. The essence qi of an ancient devil can't be increased by using the soul extraction technique or a secret technique. If I don't have enough essence qi to use this palm technique multiple times, I can only keep this palm technique as my trump card and use it at a critical moment. Ning Fan shook his head with slight regret. If he had enough essence qi to use this technique, he would only need to use it 7 times in a row to instantly kill the 7 void inquiry stage devil spirits in the mist-horned broken world. If he only had the power of a single palm technique, he would not be able to use it easily. However, with his current strength, he could still use other techniques such as the moon-tearing dragon technique. Thus, he was not afraid of any void inquiry stage devil spirits. I wonder what the reward for the second test will be. Ning Fan had obtained the remnant talisman and the execution devil palm with his own strength. They were not considered as the reward for the second test. Before Ning Fan leaves the devil talisman palace, there should be other rewards. With a thought in his mind, a ray of black light suddenly appeared in the devil talisman palace and floated in front of Ning Fan. It was another black sandalwood box. Inside this wooden box was also a black crystal. Ning Fan sensed that the inheritance inside the crystal seemed to be some kind of devil martial cultivation method. Ning Fan was greatly surprised. He did not expect that the reward for the second test would be a devil martial cultivation method. He could not help but feel a little disappointed. Compared to devil martial cultivation methods, he was more interested in obtaining some precious devil pills and devil medicines to improve his essence qi and cultivation base. In the first test, Ning Fan had obtained the void teleportation technique of the ancient devil race. It was quite useful. As for the second test, Ning Fan had already learned the execution devil palm. He did not lack devil martial cultivation methods for the time being. If he is given another type of devil martial cultivation method, it would seem a little useless. Forget it. Let's see what level of devil martial cultivation method it is. With my achievement of killing 108 giants, even if the reward is a devil martial cultivation method, it won't be too bad. When Ning Fan's finger touched the crystal, it broke into pieces. Then, an ancient voice resounded in his sea of consciousness. In the beginning, Ning Fan did not have much expectations for this devil martial cultivation method. However, after receiving the inheritance of this devil martial cultivation method, his eyes gradually revealed a hint of astonishment. The reward of the second test should not be underestimated. It was exactly what he wanted. The devil martial cultivation method of the ancient devil race, the killing technique. When fighting against an enemy, every time you kill someone, you can extract the blood essence from the victim's body to replenish your essence chi. The higher the cultivation base of the person you kill, the more essence chi you can replenish. In the ancient devil race, this technique is a great ability that is comparable to the soul extraction technique. Ning Fan could not help but be astonished. This technique was indeed too heaven-defying. The soul extraction technique could extract the souls of heaven and earth to increase the upper limit of magic power. The killing technique could recover essence chi in the process of killing. The more people you kill, the more essence chi you recover. Even in ancient times, not every member of the ancient devil race knew this ability. Today, it was unknown how many people still knew this secret technique. At least, Ning Fan was sure that there was no devil race that was proficient in this technique in the 9 worlds of the lower world. As for the 9 great ancient devil abysses in the upper world, perhaps there were some powerful devil races that knew this technique. Now that Ning Fan had learned this heaven-defying devil martial cultivation method, he did not need to worry about not having enough essence chi no matter how many enemies there are. As long as the ancient devil race was strong enough, no matter how many enemies there were, they would just be courting death. With the killing technique, Ning Fan did not need to worry about not having enough essence chi after using the execution devil palm. He just needed to kill people to replenish his essence chi. The reward of the second test was exactly what Ning Fan wanted. He calmly walked out of the Devil Talisman Palace. The 8 giants of the reckless devil clan who were standing outside the palace stared at Ning Fan as if they had seen a ghost. They knew everything that Ning Fan had done in the Devil Talisman Palace. They could not imagine that Ning Fan had actually obtained 108 remnant talismans and killed 108 giants with his own strength. Even if these 8 early reckless devil clan giants attacked him together, they would definitely not be a match for Ning Fan alone. What shocked them the most was that the reward that Ning Fan obtained was actually the killing technique. Each of them was extremely shocked and they cried out involuntarily. The killing technique is one of the 9 great forbidden techniques that the master strictly forbade from teaching to outsiders when he was still alive. He rarely bestowed it to the reckless devil clan. Why would he teach it to this young man today? Could it be that the master really appreciates this young man? Master? Ning Fan's eyes indifferently swept across the 8 giants and fell into deep thought. The master that the 8 giants mentioned was most likely the senior expert who founded the Devil Conferral Summit. The era where the Devil Conferral Summit existed was even before the 9 great devil ancestors. That senior was probably someone who was even stronger than Great Emperor Mo Luo. However, judging from the 2 words when he was still alive that the giants mentioned, that senior who possessed heaven-shaking means had already passed away and was no longer alive. Ning Fan could not help but feel a little disappointed. The 9 great devil ancestors had all been suppressed for tens of thousands of years. The senior of the devil race who founded the Devil Conferral Summit had also ceased to exist a long time ago. Most of the ancient devils had also gone extinct. No one knew how many years had it been since an ancient devil had entered the Devil Conferral Summit. The first step of cultivation was for longevity. The second step was for the truth of the Tao. However, what was after the truth of the Tao? All the pursuits would eventually turn into dust and disappear. All the false reputations would eventually cease to exist. Humans were strange living beings. They always pursued illusory things while neglecting the important things around them. Sure enough, instead of pursuing illusory things like longevity and the truth of the Tao on the path of cultivation, it would be better to seize the present and protect the peace and happiness of this moment. Ning Fan's eyes were calm. Throughout his path of cultivation, he did not seek longevity nor did he seek to dominate the world. All he wanted was to hold on to the warmth that flowed away from his palm. At this moment, his eyes carried a kind of carefreeness that came from the bottom of his heart. He was not bound by righteousness or evil, gods or devils. He was not bound by the truth of the Tao of longevity. Compared to countless powerful cultivators who only cared about personal gains, he was much more indifferent. He was closer to the great Tao of inaction. When the 8 giants saw Ning Fan's current gaze, all of them were stunned. The carefree temperament in his eyes was too similar to that of their former master. Their tone towards Ning Fan unconsciously became a little more respectful. Please continue to ascend to the summit and accept the 3rd test. Ning Fan nodded his head. His figure turned into a wisp of smoke and continued to float to a higher place using the void teleportation technique. This time, there were no more giants blocking his way all the way to the summit of the clouds. Occasionally, the shadows of the giants who were on guard duty along the way became respectful when they saw Ning Fan's arrival. Obviously, they knew that Ning Fan possessed the royal bloodline and ancestral talisman. Moreover, he had killed 108 reckless devil giants in a row. At the highest point of the Devil Conferral Summit, there was a sea of blood with black mist floating in the void. Ning Fan stood above the sea of blood. This place was the highest point of the Devil Conferral Summit. It was also the place where the 3rd test would take place. However, this time, there were no giants to explain the process of the test to Ning Fan. At the moment when Ning Fan arrived, the sea of blood suddenly churned with countless blood bubbles. A carp that was as black as ink suddenly leaped out of the sea of blood. With a shake of its body, it turned into a handsome man in black robes. I will be the host of the 3rd test. I will fight against you with the same level of strength as you. If you win, you will pass the 3rd test. If you lose, you only need to receive 3 attacks from me and you will pass the test. However, the reward for passing the test will be reduced by half. I believe you won't be willing to lose to me. The black-robed man's eyes were as deep as an abyss. His expression was cold like a piece of ice that would never melt for 10,000 years. He could see through Ning Fan's character with just a single glance. Ning Fan could clearly feel that this black-robed man had already died countless years ago. What he left behind was just a remnant of his will. However, just this remnant of his will was already so powerful that Ning Fan found it hard to breathe. The black-robed man deliberately sealed his cultivation base to the early reckless devil realm, as if he wanted to fight Ning Fan at the same level as him. After all, even though Ning Fan had the 2nd level of the golden body refining realm, he had yet to completely transform into the ancient devil realm. Thus, he could not be considered as the true reckless devil realm yet. The fact that the black-robed man was fighting Ning Fan with his early reckless devil realm cultivation base could be considered as him having a slight advantage over Ning Fan. Even so, the aura of this black-robed man at the early reckless devil realm was already stronger than Prince Lan Ling's 2nd primordial spirit. Prince Lan Ling was a genius like Yun Tianjue. His 2nd primordial spirit at the Void Inquiry stage could kill ordinary Void Pierce stage experts. The aura force of this black-robed man at the early reckless devil realm was already comparable to Prince Lan Ling's 2nd primordial spirit. His innate potential was naturally far beyond Prince Lan Ling's. In the era that he was still alive, this person was definitely a monstrous genius who rarely had a match at the same level as him. Senior, may I ask who you are? I'm the 7th Immortal Emperor under Immortal Emperor Zido. Mo Zhong, what? Immortal Emperor Mo Zhong. Ning Fan's eyes flashed with astonishment. He used to be Zido's disciple in the illusory realm. He had heard Zido mention about his subordinates by chance. One of them was an immortal emperor named Mo Zhong. During Zido's era, he was an immortal king that commanded 1 billion immortal emperors, and immortal emperor Mo Zhong was ranked 7th among the 1 billion immortal emperors. Ning Fan could vaguely guess that the master of this devil conferral summit was probably immortal emperor Mo Zhong. His gaze became even more solemn. He didn't expect that he would fight against immortal emperor Mo Zhong, who was at the same level as him, in the 3rd stage of the demon sealing stage. Many geniuses boasted that they were invincible at the same level. However, this invincibility was just a general term and not true invincibility. They could only say that they were superior to most cultivators at the same level. However, immortal emperor Mo Zhong was absolutely invincible within the same realm. Outside of a few rare existences, no one could stand shoulder to shoulder with him. Ning Fan really wanted to know if he could defeat Mo Zhong, who was at the same realm as him. If you don't dare to accept my challenge, then receive 3 moves from me and I will consider it as you passing the test. Immortal Emperor Mo Zhong was still as cold as ever. Why wouldn't I dare? Ning Fan took a step forward. His aura force rose sharply above the sea of blood. He was not afraid at all. To be able to fight against an ancient great emperor at the same level as him was something that could only be discovered by luck. If you want to fight, I will fight. You're tuning into the Han Li's Wuxia Chronicles YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.